Welcome to the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's at his ideal weight if he were 10 feet tall, beef loaf. Never holding but always partaking, not hungry but will eat, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's aged and smells like a sharp cheddar, Terezi E.
Thank you, Quarantine. And welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he wrote a blog about that, you drink. If My Sock Summer doesn't know a player's name or mentions his time on the West Coast, you drink. And if I swear or say, here's the thing, you drink. Beef Loaf, how you doing tonight?
I'm fantastic, boys. Absolutely great. Enjoyed being back in the ballpark with you two and with our extended family and obviously the rest of kind of the 108 family. We did an awesome chat last night on Clubhouse with White Sox Dave, which, by the way, we're going to be doing chats with White Sox Dave on the Clubhouse app. That's if you have an iPhone. We're going to be doing those once a week. And White Sox Dave is calling those sort of like our therapy sessions for the White Sox. So you can get out what you need to. He can bring people up on stage for comments and questions to us. You can MF us if you come up there, whatever, you can enjoy it. Anyway, last night, sort of the end of the show, My Sock Summer ended that show with some beautiful commentary about getting back into the ballpark and how we haven't seen people, and it's been 18 months since we've been there. And, and I really felt that, like, we're seeing people we haven't seen in a long time, and it's their first game. And, so we're ingesting their first game in a year and a half with them, and it just feels so special to do so. However, I saw one Steve O the other night from Sons of Anarchy. Another guy we're enjoying that game with for the first time in a while.
He looks like a hipster Moby.
Well, yeah,
I'm pretty sure Moby is a hipster Moby.
Yeah, like he's even more hipster. Like it's just it's insane. And I'm sorry to derail you. Well,
no worries, baby, no worries. So it seems like I gave him like a lot of shade in the 108 tourney. Because, I said I don't think he should be in here, and then you guys overruled me, and then he went a couple rounds and everything. So, I really like Steve-O. In general, I just didn't think he belonged in the tourney. So anyway, he's at the game, and he's bouncing around, bouncing off the walls when they're playing music in between innings, and I could see him rapping to people and stuff. And I don't know about you guys, but I think Steve-O kind of moves like a tarantula or something. He's got like kind of a weird bob and weave. Like no other human person or thing moves quite like a Steve-O. He's just like kind of I don't know what it is, octopus or a tarantula or something. Anyway, the guy's doing this shit the whole time. He can't get out of all these undulations and shit. But then Terezi and I noticed something. This is sort of like in about the 8th inning. A song comes on the loudspeaker. Very famous song. Green Velvet's Percolator. A Chicago classic.
Oh, yeah.
And the crowd everyone's dancing around and having a great time. Even the older folks, the people our age or whatever, is going nuts. And motherfucking Steve-O is sitting still like he's at the library, like he's in fucking church. He did not move. And I thought,
all night.
This motherfucking poser, man. He listened to all this bullshit, new age rap shit, and he doesn't even know about the He didn't know it was time for the percolator. How the hell does he not know that shit? Terezi, I'm disgusted right now.
Beef, I didn't drive 4 hours to Detroit to the Electronic Music Fest and do a bunch of synthetic mescaline to see Green Velvet, only for years later for Steve-O to disrespect him like that. I was appalled.
Terrible, absolutely terrible, disgusting to me.
So I had a discussion with Allie White Sox about this, and Region Rat was back there too. And I was like, the percolator, time for the percolator is like old as fuck. Like I'm pretty sure it's older than both you two behind me. And I just looked it up and it says 2010, but then the song, it's also up and uploaded on YouTube since 2008. So I'm like, this has definitely like been around like for fucking like before 2000, right?
It's from the 90s. I'm almost positive it's from the 90s.
Okay.
It's an old house song, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing though. Like we grew up with Percolator, right? I mean, like it's a huge song in Chicago. I don't think it's a huge song everywhere. I feel like house music is pretty tied to Chicago. I'm sure it's other people like it. I'm sure it's not like, oh, no one's ever heard of house music. I'm not trying.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not like the guy's from Nova Scotia or some shit. It's like, oh, okay, well, he's never heard of house.
I'm not giving him an excuse. I'm not giving him an excuse. I'm saying he should embrace it even fucking more. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's right. If you're bobbing and weaving like you're a tarantula on acid, you better get your shit together when it's time for the percolator. That's right, K-Fids. It is always time for the percolator. You're goddamn right. All right. And before I get off of my banter for the day, I got one more quick thing for you guys. A little bit of a humble brag. All right, with the help of the King Bennett Carroll, I have surpassed 5,000 followers on Twitter.
Oh,
for all of you who follow the Beef Loaf, I have no idea why the fuck 5,000 people want to follow me shirtless or whatever dumb stuff I do, but I appreciate every single fucking one of you.
Nice. Mostly sleeveless.
I gotta tell you guys, this ability to pull YouTube comments up is not good for me. I'm paying. I am not.
Don't do that.
Fucking anything you guys say tonight. I'm just going to be reading the comments.
It's hard. It's hard. It's a hard thing. Yeah.
I mean, look at how could I not throw up something like this?
That's true, right? Thank you, everyone. People in the comments are congratulating me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, everyone.
I mean, and I'm also thanking you too. So now this fucker will shut the fuck up about how he doesn't have 5,000 followers. So that makes me really happy.
I never say that even one time. I've never said that.
Guys, I'm right before the tournament. He's like, I'm 500 away from 5,000, and then during the tournament, he's like, I'm 200 away from 5,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Who gives a shit? And me and Creasy are like, if we put ours together, we still have more followers than you, so just shut up.
That's right.
I mean, Luke Taylor, I see your comment, but I ran a 5K way back when we could have Thanksgiving with normal restrictions, and I did run a 5K. I'll run another one. That's okay. We'll run another one. Luke and I'll run it together.
My sex, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great, and I feel bad that I brought up the Moby thing in the middle of Loaf, like laying down the vibe. Like I need to get better at that. I also need to get better at holding my alcohol on Sundays. I just got totally blitzed. And like I know that we had this conversation with Rick and Casey Giolito, and I'm sure it was awesome and everything. And like I remember some of it, but I'm like, this is the second time I've been in the presence of Rick Giolito, gassed out of my fucking mind. And like he's gonna be like, man, those two, the brothers are cool, but man, that white guy, he's the biggest liability in that whole goddamn crew. And that's why so I was like, that's not my big banner, but like that was the one thing. Like I just want to apologize if I said something to anybody, which I don't think I did because nobody really came at me. And the people at the Goose Island car still love me the next day. But I can't drink 3 9% beers like in an hour and then go like, you know what? I can go party like and just have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and be okay. Like that's probably not going to work. I'm
going to disagree with you.
Okay.
I'm going to disagree with you because I thought you looked like you had a great time.
I did have a great time.
And you were surrounded by people who were going to make sure you didn't die. So like what went wrong?
I told my wife, I said, when Teresi goes, no, I'm going to stick with you to make sure you get there. Okay. I was like, oh, I'm really must be wasted because he would never do that. Because you two, like as soon as the final, out, you're just boom, gone. Like you're already at gate 3. Like it just goes so fast. So I'm like, oh no, I'm drunk. He's going to make sure I get home. Okay. It's not good. It's not good. And that's my poor little like praying inside my brain, like operating my body. He's just like, okay, come on. We gotta try to keep up with you fucks. Yeah.
My sex summary, it was okay though, but that you were a little hammerino and I not remember everything from talking with the Giolitos because most of the things they told us we really can't say on any of these things.
I know.
Anymore. So that was all private.
It's good you don't know that. It's good you don't know what
you remember.
I still want to know it though, just to know it. So then I don't tell people.
I will tell you one thing about that though. Rick Giolito is so fucking cool that I hope they sign Lucas for 100 years just so we could just hang out with Rick at least once a year.
Absolutely, 100%. Yes,
that would be
guy,
fun.
Awesome guy.
So I tonight I was cooking up some asparagus, And I was like, the only downside of not having an in-person podcast is that you guys don't get to smell my fucking pee in Teresa's house. Like in that little bathroom, like I would just be stinking up that whole house. Quarantine would hate me more than she already does, and it would be wonderful. Like I'm like, it's wasted. It was wasted. And I know, Loaf, you said that at a game this week, or where I don't remember. Where did you drop an asparagus pea?
It was at
right?
one of the games this week. I hadn't gone to the bathroom until like the 7th inning, and I totally forgot I ate like a pound of asparagus for dinner. And when I started peeing, there's two guys. It's tight in the bathroom. And I could smell through my mask the asparagus piss, and I was thinking, I hope these two assholes next to me are really fucking enjoying my essence right now. I hope they love it.
Dude, I literally I just took my first piss. Like we always take a piss together before. I mean, separately, but together.
No, usually when we're doing it in person, it's together. We just, I mean, it's a fight.
But yeah, this was. I mean, we were all there, and I was like, oh damn, this is being wasted on just me. And like I closed out the night last night. Much like Loaf and having some egg salad. So my poor girls have just been smelling like just bad egg toots all day, and then now tomorrow they'll be smelling asparagus peas. So they're living life, bro.
We're never doing this show in person again.
Cherizy,
I just decided.
How are you doing, Cherizy?
I'm doing good. I wasn't gonna bring this up, but I don't know. I have to bring this up because I don't watch as many documentaries as you, My Sock Summer, but I'm almost positive you've probably watched this too. And I'm not done with this, but I started watching that QAnon HBO one.
Yep.
And I'm a bad person in general, right? So I went into this going like, man, it would be great to know how to manipulate morons, right? Like it seems like a good life skill. I started watching it, and I'm just like, this is like what happens on sports radio every day. Like someone makes a whole bunch of crazy claims. I'm probably the worst version of this already. You get one thing right ever, and then you just keep saying it over and over.
Yeah.
Like if Carlos Rodon wins 17 games this year, I'm going to say that forever. Right? You shouldn't then believe that I'm a genius. And I think anyone who's listening to sports radio would be like, yeah, this is a fucking stupid thing to follow. But yeah, I was just amazed by how kind of simplistic it all was. Like it's just some dude just like or girl just like throwing out some bullshit. And then if one thing even comes close to sticking, people are like, then this must be true. This is all true. It's wild.
I'm like 4 episodes in or 3 episodes in, and because the oldest kid won't take naps anymore and is being a dick about it.
He went away.
I know. God damn it. And but my oldest doesn't take naps, so now I'm like, I can't watch shows anymore. And she had the audacity today to say to me during the Sox game, "Hey, can I watch a show?" And I'm like, no, this is my goddamn time. You just take it easy. But no, I've been watching that show, and it's just like the way they cut the doc and the way that they've made it so weird. Have you been, what episode are you on?
I just finished 2.
Oh, you finished 2?
Just finished 2.
Did they talk about this? Is it the soapy thing or whatever? Where the guy is like, he should go to the soapy show with us or something?
I don't think so.
So there's this thing in Japan, I guess, where they go to these they're soap rooms or something, and this woman soaps you up, and then with her body. And so they ask him hey, you should do that. You should see if you're into that. We're gonna go do this. And then the little guy in the wheelchair goes, "Did they ask you to go to the soapy room yet?" And it's just oh my god, they're doing it to the filmmaker just to get some dirt on him so that they have something to come back at him, which is 100% how you operate on the internet. That's how I know. So I mean, I understand why they do that, because they're like, oh, I'm gonna get something on this guy, so then he'll have to do things for me. So yeah, but it's great documentary so far. I like it. I just gotta get some time.
I think it's stupid. It's too dumb for me. I don't know. And I'm not a smart some genius, right? It's just such it's such idiocy. Like I have no interest.
Treasy, I've not seen this documentary, but the way you're talking about it, it sounds a little bit like maybe my Sock Summers read this book by Neil Strauss called The Game. It's like seduction art and shit like that.
I mean, I know what it is.
Sounds, you know what it is, right? So it sounds kind of like this, where it's like shit. You're like, there's no fucking way that works and gets women to want you because of this. And per the book, it fucking works. And some of the stuff they say in the game is that like the more intelligent a person is, the more fucking likely they are to fall for some bullshit like this. The more likely they are to be connived by some shit. And I find that kind of fun because I always consider myself to be like a really average-ish intelligent person. I'm like, I'm too dumb maybe to get caught into some of that shit. So I'm in the safe area possibly.
See, that's kind of what I was looking for in watching this.
Yeah.
Of like, what were these tactics? Yeah. But they're just kind of like, they give you the history of it. And it's just like, well, that's dumb. Like, I could do this right now. It wouldn't work. Yeah. I think the people I interact with would not believe anything I fucking said if I did this. So
I think that and it's funny that you say that, Loaf, because there's a documentary on the Neil Strauss stuff, like and like all these guys that were going and doing these things, and like 100%, not 100%, but a majority of the women that were on these videos of these guys doing these like pickup videos were all plants. Yeah. It was all fake. Like everything was totally fake. And like they basically said, like, your chances before the class and then after the class were almost exactly the same as long as you went up and just talked to the person. Like there wasn't like a big goofy thing that like just like it worked.
So the tricks of it were almost minuscule nothing. It was more just get the courage up to go and try something.
100%.
And that will work kind of as the majority of it. That makes sense actually. That for the meat of it, that makes sense. Just go try and something's going to happen. I went to high school with a guy. I won't name who he is, but I played basketball with him. And Treasy knows this guy pretty well too. And he used to tell me, he's like, I would go to the mall and I would just go up to 30 girls and randomly and talk to them. He goes, you're going to get 3 numbers out of 30. No problem. You're always going to bat at least 10%. He goes, there I go. I got 3 numbers. I'm good to go. It's like
a real Lurie Garcia of women. I love it.
Exactly. Ridiculous shit.
Hot damn.
All right, fellas, what are we drinking tonight? Beef, you go first. I want to see what Beef's got. I think he's got a big
nothing too crazy tonight. I've got the Turley.
All right.
Got the Juvenile, 2019 Juvenile. It's a Zinfandel.
I don't get how much wine you can drink. Like I can't drink wine like that. Like
my body just like explode. You know what it is, Treasy? The Spaniard in me. I could just drink wine. It's no problem. Like I do have a cup of water over here just in case, so my mouth doesn't get dry from all the talking. But yeah, I mean, Turley's my go-to, and I love Zinfandel. So I'm just knocking that back tonight. I'm taking it easy tonight. I'm not drinking too hard. I'm not drinking Sunday, my Sock Summer, with his fake silver chain on, seeing through time, and that picture with Iowa Sox and all the whole crew. I'm not drinking like that tonight. Just casually tonight.
You did just casually throw out that you're a better Spaniard than me, though. I mean, I did notice that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, that's true. That's
Dick
Spaniard.
My Sock Summer. What are you drinking?
I mean, I'm a company man. Yeah, I'm a company man. I do my thing. I just finished the Guava Squad. I am now on the Dank Detector from our good friends at Goose Island. And honestly, that's just where I'm at. Last night, I drank a ton of Lost Palate at the game. I just kept going over there, and that is just my best. It's just like the best. So, Chorizo, what you got?
I got the Dank Detector for sure, but then I also got the paper umbrella. Let me see if I get that.
I don't know if I have one. I
love the paper umbrella.
So that's up next. Gonna be going back and forth between those.
Dank's a little bit more sweeter than the
really
guava. Guava's more fruity. The Dank is a little bit more like sweet.
Okay.
Like more of a sugary honey type taste. Is from what I'm getting from it right now. So just like going right back to back, But yeah.
All right.
Both very good. The paper umbrella is so good though.
I love the paper umbrella.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Those are probably 2 of my favorites. And the fact that they come in that same 12-pack. Gotta get it. Gotta go for it, man.
Absolutely
delicious.
Gotta get it.
And what's funny is though, so Beef actually brought this 12-pack over. We had some drinks on my balcony.
Yeah, I heard. Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, you're one shot away from getting an invite to my house.
I know, that's true.
That's
totally true. Good job. I knew it.
So Beef comes over. He brings a 12er, and I look at, you can see which side to open from to get which beers. And so I was like, it's Saturday. I'm not working tomorrow. I got to open the next coast side because that's the heavy hitter.
That's the
like
heater.
if I'm gonna have a bunch of next coast and then some of the IPAs, I'm gonna be not great the next morning. So I was like, I'll do that, and then I'll save the dank and the paper umbrella for the podcast.
Nice.
So it's working out perfectly. I somehow didn't drink them in between there, and I think it's because Sox baseball's back, so I just drink every night outside of my house.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Much better for you. Much better for you to go out and drink somewhere. Yeah, absolutely.
That's right, and pay way more for it. That's for sure.
Speaking of pain, let's pay some bills. When we get fans or people that stop by our section to say hi, it might take a few minutes, but it will become abundantly clear why you are a fan of ours. The last few years, Mazda of Orland Park has been sending us messages asking if we wanted to give away tickets. And we've always been like, fuck yeah. This past weekend, Treasy reached out and they decided they wanted to join the 108 family. We always ask our new folks, what do you want us to promote? Our guy says, here's what I want folks to know. We sponsor the White Sox. We sell cars. We're not jagoffs. That's fucking family, folks. You know that car you see in the concourse that will soon be in Chirizi's parking garage? Yep. That 2021 Mazda CX SP or CX3 SP is donated by Mazda of Orland Park. Like us one-waiters, they like watching the Sox, donating money to good causes, and tipping back a few brewskis. Does that sound like a guy you want to buy a car from? Of course it does. So give them a follow over at Zoom Nation and check out their worldwide webpage, MazdaofOrlandPark.com. They are a Carfax top-rated dealer and take advantage of their $500 discount for only Sox fans. Cubs fans can go fuck right off. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park, 708-444-3200. Zoom!
Love it.
All right. That was wonderful.
I'm excited to have them aboard, man. That's going to be awesome. I'm looking for a car, so I'm actually going to go check them out soon.
Let's do it.
Oh shit, man! I can't wait.
The only problem that I've had so far is that with the Sox games, and then with my heavy drinking schedule, it's difficult for me to get out to Orland Park. So we're gonna have to figure it out.
So
my Sox summer. What's the promo code for the Mazda Orland Park? Like, how much kickback do we get for each car that we sell?
I don't know. we should ask about that. And maybe
we
get a percentage.
We get a car. We get a car for every car they sell.
So
one for one. I think it's fair.
Car,
it seems fair.
Yeah, we're all good.
Like Nick Papagiorgio.
So
we get one air freshener for every car they sell.
Here's how we can fix this. Okay, we don't have to go to Orland. Like I suggested last night, you just take what you would put down as a down payment on that car and invest it into Sox charity ticket raffles for the car. And like literally, not only are you getting the car, it's coming from the place that just wants doing business with us, and you'll get like this dope ass fucking tricked out White Sox Roadster. Like
this is why you're the math guy. This is why you're the math guy of the group.
That's right.
That's a good call. I will get on there tonight.
He's a math guy, but he's not a Sox math guy. See, our intern Darren Brown, he is the Sox math guy. He's the Sox math champion.
That is correct. By the way, Darren looked awesome.
Good job, Darren,
in that video.
Oh, there's no question.
Bow tie is like top class. Fucking love it.
Yep.
Darren's always dressed sharp when he gets out there in a little video action. You know, next time we have him on the podcast, maybe we'll tell him we're all going to dress up. We'll all wear suits for this.
Oh, I would do that. Although I was in my closet moving some stuff around, and I saw my suits, and I looked at them and thought, Those don't fit anymore.
Yeah, that's what I say that too.
You gotta be able to get
I'm gonna have it open to like here, like open to like the middle of my chest, and not because like I'm trying to show off my gorgeous chest like I do in the Sunday Soak, but instead because that's as many buttons as I'll be able to get. That's what it's gonna look like.
There's got to be a Zoom filter that could be a suit for you, so you don't have to actually try to fit.
Oh man, but we're not on Zoom anymore.
That's true.
We've abandoned Zoom, so I have to wear real suits now.
That sucks.
Damn it.
We'll get you a girdle. Don't worry, it'll work.
I just imagine Cornsey like wrapping duct tape around me for the show. Gotta suck all this in.
Stepping on your back to corset you up. Yeah.
I love it. That should really happen.
You sick fat fuck.
My back's got more rolls than a bakery. It's gonna be wonderful. All right.
Shit.
I think it's high time to talk some White Sox.
26 minutes in. Time to get to the White Sox.
This is early for us. This is quick. We're getting right.
I like
right
that we have
down
a
to
counting
business
clock.
today.
The clock is great.
The clock is hilarious to me now because I'm just like, man, we've been talking for a long fucking time about QAnon.
We're gonna get fucked. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for this to get like banned on YouTube. Like, there's a lot of QAnon talking here. All right. So, fellas, we had quite the night last night at the game. Carlos Rodon, no hitter, almost a perfect game. If it wasn't for Roberto Perez's fat foot, he would have had a perfect game.
Yes.
And so this was my first in-person no-hitter. I've been to like a bunch of Gavin Floyd 5 innings of no-hit baseball, followed by give up like 15 runs. Like I've gone through a lot of those. Those fucking
classic.
But last night, like even with just like the 8,000 people there, it was very much a playoff atmosphere, right? Like it felt like back in the day when they actually used to go to the playoffs. Like,
yep, I remember those days.
How it was in like the excitement and how electric it was, and people standing and like cheering for balls and strikes. It was awesome. And I think what was even cooler was because of White Sox Twitter, like of those 8,000 people, I felt like I knew about 7,500 of them. Pretty much.
Yes.
Every 5 feet we went, it was like an elbow bump or a fist bump, or someone just giving an air high five, from afar. There was no docking. Well, maybe there was.
I didn't notice any, but there might have been. I agree. It could have been. No way to know.
But yeah, I mean,
can't be 100% sure.
I'll let you guys talk. I mean, like I could just gush about this for all night, but like, what did you guys think about yesterday? What was your takeaways from that amazing game?
Well, I think I blew my load on the Dave Williams clubhouse last night. Like I Frank tanked in a good moment. And I remember most of what I said, but like literally, like when I was walking down to the park that night, I was like, I was talking to, who was I talking to last night and was telling him this? I can't remember exactly, but I said, I was trying to remember why I really like going to baseball games. And it'd been a year, so like I had obviously forgotten. You hadn't forgotten, but it was just like, okay, what was it? And it wasn't baseball. It wasn't like sitting out. I mean, sitting outside is awesome. I love that, but it wasn't just the baseball game in front. Especially wasn't that way like at the beginning of the rebuild. So this has been like I just remember being with my buddies and with my friends. You're bullshitting. People are talking shit. And like, that was the most important thing. But then walking down, I was just like, this is here. Like we're going, like, we keep going to, Loaf said it. We're going to somebody's first game for this whole first homestand. Somebody's finally showing up for probably their first game. There's not all season ticket holders there, but it might be, but like, we're finally there. And like, it was just it was awesome. You're right. It wasn't. I think playoff atmosphere gets used so loosely with the Sox sometimes. Like, oh, Michael Kopech was there, and there was only 2,200 people, but man, that was like playoff atmosphere. It was just you have literally people that are not afraid. Like, I'm not necessarily afraid, or have taken the precautions to not be afraid of a virus, and are wanting to be outside. Have been locked up for a year. Baseball's fucking back. They went through the necessary bullshit to like buy tickets, which was very easy. Thank you, Nick. And like back, and you're loud as fuck because you want to be there. Everyone that was there last night wanted to be there, aside from the no-hitter. So then to have something amazing like that go down, it's like, oh my God, this is what we've been waiting for. Dave posted a picture, like a video of that guy crying out in like 102 or whatever. And I'm like, geez, like I felt it. And like, I was real excited too. And my dad said, "It's like, man, I've never seen a no-hitter in person." He's like, you're a lucky guy. And I go, Dad, I mean, honestly, I've seen so many live baseball games. It was bound to happen at some point. And I literally thought I'd missed my shot last year. Like, I was like, that was it. That was the time I was supposed to see it. And then to have it happen, like almost a year, not even a year later, like, it's just like, fuck, it was awesome, dude. So yeah, I was real stoked. And it was fun. And it was what we needed to shut so many fucking assholes up on Twitter, just to like pump the brakes and remember that this was like a 162 game season, So, all right, go ahead, Loaf.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of what you guys mentioned already. It's a culmination of grinding out all these games. Like my Sox Summer saying, we've been to so many games and it's bound to happen. But it's we've ground out all these games over all these years. Let's say in the last decade or so, we've been going to games steady, lots of games a year. All three of us have been out there on the road, all this shit, seeing a million games. Then it's the pandemic on top of it, right? So the pandemic puts the stress on you of not being able to go to games, but it puts lots of other stresses all on us in various different ways that we're probably not even completely understanding at this point. Like some stuff is popping up for me as for like I feel like at work I got a shorter temper than normal. I'm a normal laid back, easy guy and all the time. But a lot of the stuff is kind of like culminating, Then throw on top of that a team that we're breaking through. This is the rebuild's over. This team's supposed to have a lot of promise. It's supposed to be a World Series contender. And they've had middling fucking results out of the gate. They had a bad injury that hurt them. They've had some bad decisions and some bad play. And they're sputtering out of there. But for one fucking night, a guy who's been here since the beginning of a lot of all this shit, us going to games, all that stuff, he put all our asses on his fucking shoulders. And he carried our asses to something great. And we got to see something great all together. And he got to be the one to do it. And I felt, I put it out on Twitter. I just felt so happy after we finished the clubhouse and we were done and the whole night's over and all the things are coming down. I'm just scrolling through Twitter and I'm just feeling so good for Carlos, man. Carlos has been through a lot of shit, man. Carlos was that top prospect. And then they rushed him up to the majors and then things didn't kind of work out. And it's all he said, she said, why shit didn't work, but it did. And he got injured a couple times. And now we're here. We're on the precipice of a great team. And the team hasn't been anything but great. But for one fucking night, they were great. And he was the leading cause of it. So it just made me so happy from all those different angles. Just like, now I don't want to say we all deserve this. The fan base, Chicagoans, Carlos Rodon. But in some ways, we kind of did. Like, in some ways, this was like the little cherry for us at the end of this pandemic. The one we're like, you made it. All right, you made it. Here's a reward for you. This is something great. And that's how I felt last night when I'm just sitting there eating pasta salad thinking, this is fucking great. I'm so happy I got to go to this, and I'm so happy we all got to be together for it.
I'm so happy you guys hugged me without my second shot. I appreciate that. Now that you finally said it, I appreciate that. Like you guys went with your fist bumps. I was like, fuck you, motherfucker. We've watched like 160 some fucking games together. I am not giving you a fist bump at this moment in this juncture. Okay.
That hug was worth the risk.
Okay.
It was worth the risk for me.
I was masked up like a motherfucker, so I was good.
I mean, I felt like it was a low risk hug, but it was a needed hug. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, totally asexual, but very neat. I agree.
I've missed hugging a lot of people. I really have missed hugging people. So like, it was nice.
You I mean, you were hammered, but this Sunday you were definitely looking for hugs. You were a hugging machine.
I know,
but but you survived it.
I'm not dead yet.
You had friends there to keep you alive.
Thank you.
Allegedly.
Oh, but Beef, I agree, man. Like this was like, it was so pent up in the fan base to get this. It was amazing, and it was like, I know, like there was only 8,000 of us there, right? Like, so that sucks, but
right.
I mean, it was still tremendous, man. It was still like so incredible, and like I said, this is the first one I've ever been to any team. You know, like I've not seen anyone throw a no-hitter in person.
Let's not pretend that there would have been more than 8,000 people there on a regular Thursday in fucking April. Like
Wednesday, like a 40-degree Wednesday. Yeah,
absolutely not. There would not have happened. And so, like, I people are, no one can use that fucking excuse. And I wanted to put that out there last night. It's like, how many more people saw Carlos Rodon's no than saw Nirvana at Martyrs or wherever the fuck, right? Like now it's 8,000, but by the end of this, there'll be like 82,000 people that we know that were there. Everyone's like, I was there. Hell, fuck yeah, I was there. So.
Cool. I mean,
was it Martyrs?
Yeah, no, you had it.
Yeah,
Martyrs. Vaughn at Martyrs. It's everyone ever was at that show.
100 fucking percent it was. I mean, a little more on Carlos Rodon. I mean, I was talking to Josh Nelson. We were walking down the ramp at the end of the game, and I said, "What if Carlos Rodon's good, like really good, like actually fucking good? And wouldn't that be such a goddamn game changer for that to actually occur, right?" And then I was thinking, what if Ethan Katz, the only thing he actually does is make Carlos Rodon into the Carlos Rodon we were hoping for? That's enough, right? That's enough to like boost this thing. It should be, in my personal opinion. I don't think you need to fix Cease also. You just fix Rodon and make Rodon great. Fuck it. I think he's earned his paycheck. What do you guys think?
I mean, I absolutely hope that that's the case, right? Like, I hope he's fantastic this year. I'm was so excited last night. I was excited after his first start. The thing that I just keep thinking about when you say that is like he'll have this tremendous year this year, and then like next year he'll be on the Twins. Like, like
I can't worry about that.
I just can't get that out of my head. Like, I shouldn't think about it. It doesn't even
don't
matter.
Think about that.
Like, he should like. The chances that he goes a whole season uninjured and is tremendous, and then brings it again the next year is slim chances, right? Like, it doesn't seem like it's the thing that will obviously happen. So I'm just enjoying the ride, but there is that in the back of my head,
How big were the chances that he was going to throw a fucking no-hitter, almost a perfect game on his second start of the season? Like, I mean, those chances got to be almost like real mighty, real slight, like skinny, like just not. I mean, I didn't realize while everything was happening like that, he was in the zone and it was happening, right? Until about the 7th, when dumb fuck Wally says something, and Michaeline and Aloha Mr. Hand go, shut up, and I was like, oh, and I look, and then I was like, oh shit, and then the next inning, my pops texted me, he's like, dude, you're about to see a no-hitter. I was like, oh, like, you were a catcher. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you should know this more than anybody else.
I hate that you guys do that. Like, I hate that you feel superstitious about that. If you motherfuckers could affect the game with what you say, I'd be a millionaire off live betting. All right? Like, you have no control over it.
I get that. I mean, I can understand that, right? Like, that's 100%. But
no. My sex number
I'm not changing.
My sex number. Don't go along with this bullshit he's talking about. That's part of the experience, Treasy. All right? Fuck you. You have your own experience. His experience is going to be he's not going to talk about it because that's fun for him, all right? You go piss off.
No, but it sounds like it's not fun. It sounds like it's upsetting to him to like that someone would talk about it.
I was just like, oh, shit. just because I don't want to be the one that jinxes it, right? Because I'm fun time MSS, and I just don't want to be the one that does it. Like Wally, oh yeah. I mean, we could say that it was going to be a perfect game till Wally said something, and then he made it a no-hitter with his dumb ass. So who knows? That might be the reason. Might be why it happened.
Guys, to catch you up on Carlos Rodon's numbers so far this season. Carlos Rodon has thrown, and this is just his raw numbers for 2021. He's thrown 14 innings.
Raw dog.
He's got 16 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 hits, no runs. Those are ace numbers.
Just
only 2 starts, but those are ace numbers to start.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's 2 starts, right? But I mean, I think we're all excited. I think it's the early returns are fantastic, and honestly. In my Sox summer, you'd agree with me here. I don't remember him being great, when we did see him pitch, because it was rare that we actually did see him pitch. Yeah. But when he did, I don't remember him being this jaw-dropping talent, right?
No.
It was this guy's pretty good. I hope he stays healthy.
It was always
he's really good.
It was always this guy has some talent, and maybe one day he'll develop it. He had the stuff to make it happen. Now, what I said in the beginning of the year podcast, I said, if we find out that this was all due to him just eating cheeseburgers and not working out, I'm gonna be really pissed. So he's on the right path to make me very happy and very pissed. That continue to have the success, continue to blow shit out the water, but no, I'm gonna be mad at you because you weren't eating fucking salads, you're eating bison burgers and playing fucking Nintendo, and instead of getting on the fucking weight machine or doing some rows. I mean, it just drives me nuts, man. Because this could have been how many years could you have done this? So yeah,
bison burgers are delicious, though, man.
Oh, they are delicious.
You're missing the point, my Sox summer. Though, had he been doing this all along, he'd be too expensive by now. They would have had to trade him. So, I mean, he wouldn't even be here. He would have thrown a no-hitter for San Diego last night.
Yes.
It would have been for the White Sox.
Yeah, and we'd
been watching Carson Fulmer's third start of the season where he gets blown out.
And we'd be stuck with a broken Tatis Jr. and had traded Rodon for fucking Shield. So yeah, that's where we'd be. So potentially, we'll see.
You just never know.
But great night last night. It was
it was awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I had a hell of a time. So one of the guys that was in lineup last night. And this is kind of an ongoing saga, is the Andrew Vaughn saga. And I'll kick it to Beefloaf to start this off because I think he has some coherent thoughts on it. I'm gonna guess me and my Sox summer have less coherent thoughts on it. And we're gonna bring those after you let us know what you're thinking.
I'm not sure if I have coherent thoughts on this, but I'll take a stab at it. We'll give it a shot here. This has been kind of the main thread in White Sox Twitter lately, and it's gained more passion and more fire even after Billy Hamilton got hurt, because Billy Hamilton was stealing starts. Not stealing. He was starting in front of Andrew Vaughn. I shouldn't use that vernacular because it's not like Andrew Vaughn is some world beater yet. He's a young player that we hope becomes a really good player and that people would like to see play. And then you got Nick Williams coming in there. A couple things. When I see something odd out there, especially something where everyone's going in the exact same direction on what they think about it, which is basically 90%, 85% of Sox Twitter is what the fuck? Why do you even have Vaughn here? Why do they got Vaughn on the roster if they're not playing him? My spidey senses go off, and I'm like, I better look at this. I better think about this a little closer than if everyone's immediate reaction's one way, I'm going to look the other way. And I think as a group, we're a little contrarian that way in general. So I wanted to go down the path a little bit here. Let's get a couple things out of the way. The whole gotta trust the Hall of Fame manager is total bullshit. Fuck that. All right. You don't have to trust no one for nothing. No one's above criticism. And especially when a guy is taking 10 fucking years away from managing. Look, Steve Stone keeps saying that you don't forget how to manage. Look, motherfucker, I didn't forget how to dunk. I just can't dunk anymore, right? Skills regressed. You sometimes can't do shit anymore, right? So you can't give mid-career Tony La Russa the credit he's still that same guy. We're gonna find out what kind of manager Tony La Russa is. So I'm not willing to say he's past his prime, he stinks, but I'm also not willing to say The smartest man out there. He's the smartest. You got to trust everything he says. Fuck that. We'll analyze this. It needs to be analyzed. Okay.
Yeah.
And just taking apart the problem a little bit. One thing that's obvious to me, and it's been obvious to me kind of throughout the rebuild, and I think we've touched on it a little bit here, is that, this Andrew Vaughn thing is the culmination of it, but it's a pathology. It's a White Sox fan's pathology. And the reason why is because the White Sox needed to train us dumb fans to embrace this rebuild. They needed to sell us on, we're going to get rid of all your favorite players, the Chris Sales and all these guys, and they're going to, Jose Quintana, the people you really love and come out to the ballpark for. We're going to get rid of them, and we're going to bring in some younger talent, and eventually it's going to be a good team. And they did a great job of it. They would put the AAA games on TV, and more people like Sox Twitter people, and Future Sox is kind of part of this, and it's not their fault. That's what they do, and I love that they do minor league stuff. But they're pushing that, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, we're going to watch the minor league game. Fuck the White Sox. We're going to watch them." So they got you hook, line, and sinker. They hooked you, fish hooked your dumbass, right? Our dumbasses too. They got us all to fucking believe. Trust the prospects. Trust the prospects. It's like Treasy. Remember in Idiocracy? What Brondo? That's what plants crave. That's what we bought into, or we grew up Catholic. You go to church, you say the prayers mindlessly. You don't know what the fuck they're about or even know, right? You don't even care. You're just chanting shit along. Trust the prospects. Trust the prospects. That's the chanting. That's the pathology they've built into us. Okay.
More QAnon shit, Treasy. More QAnon.
There's a theme.
It is
a lot of chanting.
There's a theme here, right?
Theme. Yep. All right, keep going. I'm with you.
There's a theme here, right? So they built all that stuff up. However, when we get to 2021, it's different, right? We should not just trust the prospects. What we should do is try to win the game every fucking day. That's the goal now, okay? The goal isn't we'll do whatever we have to do to develop people. In other words, Eloy Jimenez is struggling, at the plate. So what? He's playing every fucking day until he gets out of this funk. And that was, whatever it was, 2019, I guess, was the year when Eloy struggled for more than half the year. It was like, is this guy? And then eventually he was a fucking world beater last year, right? So that kind of shit happens. But now you're at the point where you have to win, right? Developing the prospects in the major leagues right now is not the objective. If you do it as part of the process or part of what you need to do here, great. That's good, okay? So that leads me to the Andrew Vaughn situation. Okay. And one thing we need to stop doing right now, I haven't done it once. All of you Sox fans should not do this. Okay. Just don't do this. Doesn't matter. Eloy wouldn't have caught that ball, or Andrew Vaughn is better in left field than Eloy. Who gives a shit? Okay. When Andrew Vaughn starts slugging 550, then I'll say, okay, he's better in left field. No one gives a fuck how anyone plays defense in left field. Okay.
100%.
Just hit the fuck out of the ball. That's what the left fielder's there for. And that's why when they were like, they're going to put him in left field, the three of us were like, okay, fine. We don't care. Like, anyone should be able to play left field. Right? Anyone who can walk and chew gum, he'll probably be bad in left field. And actually, he's been better on defense. Not that it matters that fucking much, but he's been better than I thought he would be.
Yeah.
Immaterial. All right. The guy's slugging like 230. When he's slugging 550, I will never give a shit about his defense. And then you can also say he's better than Eloy in left field. That's kind of the point of Andrew Vaughn. He's got to hit, right? So my thinking on a day-to-day basis is Tony's dilemma here is I've got to win today's game, and I also got to develop this kid. But winning today's game is more important than developing this kid, right? I mean, don't you guys think that's kind of
what he's
where
here
he
for, right? That's what he's here for.
That's what he's here for, right? Win the games. Now, also, he's still in mind thinking I've got to develop this kid, And so I think that's where someone that like sitting against Shane Bieber is trying to do both. Sitting against Shane Bieber is like, I don't want this kid to get fucking embarrassed or have a tough time out there. I'm going to go another direction. Now, this type of argument completely holds water until the other alternative is Nick Williams. Because Nick Williams fucking sucks. So when I was building up the argument, I was building up all this steam. I'm like, this all makes sense and all this shit. And then I'm like, yeah, but they played Nick Williams out there. Nick Williams is, Nick Williams, people were citing it, Treasy. Nick Williams is good against right-handed pitching. Yeah, in 2018. Again, it was a million years ago. Who cares? He's no good now.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I get the idea of like trying to protect Vaughn against Shane Bieber, right? But you can't have it both ways, right? You can't start Nick Williams and Jake Lamb in the same game. You just,
Right.
I mean, you would have been better off, honestly, starting Yermin and Vaughn, and just said, I fuck the left-right matchup. These two guys are way better than these guys, and Vaughn hasn't shown that much. Like,
No,
I'm
not
not
yet.
I'm not like, oh, what an incredible hitter he is. But like, if you said, do you want this guy to play a slightly worse left field and maybe have a chance at home plate against Nick Williams? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I want that every time. Or against Jake Lamb? I don't want Jake Lamb.
Well,
I don't want Jake Lamb on the team right now.
Exactly.
At all.
Well, guys, the reason why I brought up the whole argument and went through the whole thing, obviously, Sox Twitter is 100% right. Nick Williams fucking sucks and shouldn't be in the lineup. But what I don't want is for us to get fooled down the ways a little bit, okay? This was an obvious call, okay? But there's going to be times this year, next year, the year after, or whatever, where these types of calls are going to have to be made because the way the White Sox build a roster, it's been tough. Hahn has not brought along the ancillary prospects that would fill in the depth. And we know Jerry throws around nickels like manhole covers and ain't going to pay for the extra depth, right? So we're in a bad fucking spot from both directions. So that's why Andrew Vaughn ends up in a spot like this. It's not because, it's nothing against Andrew Vaughn. Everyone wants Andrew Vaughn to be great. I want Andrew Vaughn to be Paul Konerko 2.0, and I want to be cheering for him for the next fucking decade over here, right? But the decision is about how to win tonight's game, basically, right? And so don't let all these other things from these prior years bleed into this for you, all right? Adam Engel's going to come back next week.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you want starting then when Adam Engel comes back? Who would you like in left field? Against the lefty, you have a little bit of movement, right? Because you can put Engel in right. You can sit Adam Eaton, who struggles against lefties, and you can play Vaughn in left field. But against a right-handed pitcher, who do you want in left field? Do you want Adam Engel or Andrew Vaughn? Because you're not sitting Yermin Mercedes at this point. Andrew Vaughn. You can't.
No, you can't.
No.
It's just impossible.
But without a Yermin Mercedes, it's like blowing fucking lights out everywhere. Like, you would have Andrew Vaughn as your designated DH, I would assume. Like, that's what he would be doing. And like, even with Eloy hurt, and then like having Engel back, and then you'd have your little outfield with Luis Robert in the middle, like this big tall guy, and then two little guys. But I mean, I don't disagree with any of that, and that says something. Like, I actually understood what you said too, which is a good thing. But I just Teresi, did you have anything to jump on with what he said?
I was just going to say that I'd probably play Engel quite a bit when he comes back.
Yeah,
as long as he's healthy. And by the way, Tony La Russa is full of shit. Adam Engel, not a fast healer. All right.
Well, guys, I was thinking
about that. But my sex summer, I want to let you go a little bit on.
No, because I just know that, like, how I like just jump in and interrupt everything. Because I was going to kind of take it off into this next point, and I was talking with Wally and Mr. Han last night. It's like, okay, you went with Lucas against Bieber, and Bieber just like shut us the fuck down, right? And then you go to the next pitcher who sucks, like, apparently, and just had a bad night, and we beat the shit out of him, right? Yep. So like, I don't think there was anything done differently between those 2 days, and I don't think that those guys being in the lineup had really made much of a difference. It was an off night and an on night for us. Like, I just think it's just hard for me to say, oh, because you put Vaughn in, because Collins was out there, we fucking won this game, versus if they would have been in against Bieber, we would have won that game. Like, there's no way. Like, it just wasn't the way it was. So it's in, like, my mind is, and I'm not high, like, start spinning. Like, I'm like, well, who is right in this? Because I don't know. Like, I'm like, why? I want to say this, but I can't, because I don't know if it's true. Like,
my Sox summer, you're right, but the edges are almost too small to perceive in a lot of cases, right? At least, especially in like these ones right here.
Yeah.
In theory, you want to always put your best lineup out there. But the edges that you would see on one day versus another day, like you're talking about, You're never gonna know. You don't fucking know. Like it's
Right.
small what ends up happening. You know?
And maybe he didn't put him out there because he didn't want Zach Collins and fucking Andrew Vaughn to get demoralized by Bieber, and then everyone goes,
Right.
"These guys fucking suck." You know, like I mean, I just think that maybe he does know something about a psyche of a player. We've seen it before. You throw a guy out there and he's not ready. And he's trying to, Carson Fulmer, he's trying to live up to some expectation that is not possible. Like it's just not possible then. So
the talent level,
Right.
I fucking hope is different.
God,
I really
hope so
hope
too.
I don't know. They're both really high.
We're gonna see.
level prospects.
We will see, and I don't know whose fault
I
that
get you.
is that they're on the same level of prospect. But like, we'll see what happens. But like, you know, everyone's high on Vaughn. So, but it was good. I mean, it was good to have last night. It was good for him to make his catch. It was good for him to show something, and it kind of brought everything around. Maybe it will go forward like this, but it's still expect to see some really fucked up lineup decisions. I think in the future, especially if we keep breaking like little teacups. So, I mean, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right, my Sock Summer. That's some of what is being exposed here. It's being blamed on the manager formulaically, right? Same shit happened last year with Ricky. Ricky didn't have a lot of options. He took the blame. The front office didn't take the blame for not giving kind of better options to be there, right? And it's the same shit's happening here. This roster is always going to be kind of thin because, like, you have the two working things against each other. You got the cheap Jerry, and you have our mediocre GM, and they're a bad combo as far as like building out a lot of depth and having a lot of comfort there. Let me ask you guys this one question about the Adam Engel when he comes back. Do you think they could sell Tony La Russa on this lie that Adam Engel needs to sit like every third day just to make sure he's always playing Andrew Vaughn semi-regularly and not just against left-handed pitching?
I think they could do it with the injury scare, right? With the with the risk of injury, and be like, you know what it's like when he's not here. All right. So just you want Nick Williams back?
He got DFA'd.
We're gonna bring you something worse than Nick Williams next time.
Exactly.
Do you remember Dyson? He was here last year. He's got an apartment already right up the street. He can just come right down. Don't worry about it.
Bring him back.
You know, Beef, though, I got to say, man, the more I look at Andrew Vaughn, the less I believe he's a human being.
So mean.
I think he's an alien. And so I've got a couple questions, and I don't know. They might be more rhetorical, because I don't know that you guys can answer these. But where did he get the skin suit that he's wearing?
Venture.
Does he have a Martian crab meat connect? Like, did he take the ship back? Like, is that where he's from?
He's from California, allegedly.
And like,
allegedly.
when does I assume aliens are super powerful. So when does that alien power start to really work? Like, do you think like he's getting used to the human body that he's wearing, and like he just needs to like figure it out a little bit, and then it's just gonna be like fucking explosion? Like, once he's like, oh, I got down the mechanics of these weird bodies.
Once the third crystal on top of Mount Bridgeport is aligned with Uranus, his powers will just go ballistic. I had to work in Uranus somehow. I've never said it in a podcast before. Now I have. Go me.
I'm excited.
I don't know, Treasy. I think you might be right. I think maybe his newest skin suit is a little heavier than usual. And so the swing's just a little off, right? Because the plate discipline and everything looks pretty good. He looks like, remember when Yoel Moncada first came up and we had nothing but bullshit hitters up here, and then he came up and we're watching him bat, and it's like, this guy knows the strike zone. He looks like he actually knows what a strike is. Like, Vaughn looks like that. He just hasn't been able to do anything with any ball that is in the strike zone, right?
Yeah.
Maybe once he gets a couple weeks with the new skin and then he gets used to the weight, then it's going to happen.
Maybe the elbows are in a slightly different place. You know, like, you don't know. You don't know how aliens work, man. That's what's so fascinating.
Yeah. There's a lot to be known. And we don't have Herm Schneider here, who probably could figure it out, right?
You're right.
If you bring back Herm, and he could help figure out the alien problem here. I'm sure he could. He was a whiz at all that stuff. I know he could.
Yeah, I remember he couldn't find a new alien hand for Carlos Quentin after he broke his.
Hey, Beer Garden Jim just entered the chat and said that aliens are dicks, or he thinks the aliens are dicks. Dude, that whole 311 Blue album was made.
See, you
God
start talking
damn
311. I just cut you off.
Good job muting him, Treasy.
311 Blue album, all made by aliens, bro. That's what I heard. I saw the pictures. It's in the liner notes and all that bullshit. So I check it out, man. Crazy shit going on there, like the back of a $1 bill.
Speaking of crazy shit, let's talk about Yermin Mercedes. Start to the season. I mean, he's the hero we deserve. Like he is like this just 108 thick king, and he just shoots ropes all over the field. That is
he sure does.
That's all I care about. And you know what I was so glad about, Beef, last night? I got Josh Nelson to admit that it's all in the hips. It's all in the hips.
You two are going back and forth about his 2-strike approach and how strong he is in the quickness, and then you flipped it on him. You're like, and he agreed. He was like, okay, yeah.
Everyone in the row knew it was correct. The entire pod knew I was right about it.
That was it.
My Sock Summer, how you feeling about Yermin Mercedes?
So I love Yermin Mercedes, and I don't know if I've shared this, but like I got a text from one Brooks Boyer when he went 8 for 8, and he said it's like they went down to Central Casting and said, give us a baseball player that is like just resembles 108, and this is what they came up with. He's like, this is your guy. He's like, you need to be latch onto this guy. And I was like, everybody's gonna fucking latch onto this guy. He's awesome. He's just like, it's not that he just goes out and bangs the big ball, right? Like he doesn't just like plow balls out there. He does that, but he also gets the hits. He also runs his fucking little chubby ass off to first base no matter what the fuck happened, which makes me a little concerned that he might get injured. But it's still like just beautiful to see because the gut is leading and he's going, you know, like, and he's not a fat guy. Like he's mostly muscle, and then just like a little belly. Like I wish I was Yermin Mercedes fat, and I assume I would be if I was Yermin Mercedes age. But I'm older now and I've lost a step. But
it's
he is
like
just,
you're right. It's like the strongest man competitions where like the guy that's like throwing the kegs over his head, like he's just massive muscle dude, but then he's got the gut,
just a little belly. Right, because you got it.
You got to stabilize it.
You got to feed those muscles.
Eat a lot to feed.
You got to feed those muscles. That's what they tell me anyway. I get a mix of that at the gym. They're like, feed the muscles, and the other guy's like, stop drinking water and just let the muscle bring up. Like, I don't think that sounds like a good idea, but yeah, no, Yermin is just. I mean, it's amazing, and I hear people say it like, oh, he's coming back down to earth. Oh, he's going to come back down to earth soon. Oh, he'll be back down. Oh, he's going to be normalized here in a little bit. And I've been hearing the same shit about Tim Anderson for 3 fucking years. So, you know, keep talking. All right. Chirp away, motherfuckers. And let's just watch him continually smash the fuck out of the ball. And you can keep telling me how he's going to come back to earth. This isn't who he is. But yet he's hit on every fucking level. So it's fun to see. Let's fucking ride it like a roller coaster and see where it takes us.
I love it. You heard it here first. My Sock Summer says Yermin will hit 500 this year.
All year, motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, I love My Sock Summer's point, and just to clarify, Yermin's current slash line right now after today's game is 476, 522,
he's already sub 500.
He's not going to quite do that, maybe.
476 is reasonable, yeah.
I was thinking about exactly what My Sock Summer said right there. It's like, he's going to be a good hitter. He's going to continue to be a good hitter. And it's like a lot's been made of the fact that he hasn't really got an opportunity until he's 28 years old. And like it seemed like, how could teams miss? How could they not employ hitters that are this good, you know, and not till this age or whatever. And so I wanted to go and run and get some comps. So I figured I'd bring you guys some comps tonight of people who really almost got no chance until they were like 27, 28, 29 years old, who hit the absolute piss out of the ball for several seasons.
Before you do that, let me just, I think I talked about this in Clubhouse. So I don't think, you know, like that's not recorded or anything. So I don't think we really got to share that with a lot of people. But every Wednesday we're doing Clubhouse with White Sox Dave. So make sure to go listen to that.
Yeah.
You're damn right.
But
It's horny.
When I was looking at Yermin, when I was writing that blog about him, I wrote a blog about this one motherfucker, by the way.
Yes.
And so when I was looking him up, like the one thing that kind of stood out to me and made sense as to why he didn't get to the majors at any point really is he's a hitter only profile, right? Like he's a catcher, I guess. But the power numbers are just really not so much there. Like he can hit home runs. We've seen it. He could smash the shit out of the ball. But like in the minors, he didn't hit like a ton of home runs. He wasn't like blowing, like that's not where all of his slugging came from. And so a guy who's not going to hit a ton of home runs and doesn't have a position and is kind of a high average, and OBP based on a high average with like a 15% strikeout rate, that's not a guy that's going to make it to the majors hardly ever. So it's very difficult to. So like, I don't think it's that, like, to me, it's not that stunning that he didn't make it. And Beef, I'm interested to see how many of these guys kind of fit that profile or are truly flash in the pan dudes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, it's tough to determine though, because you don't know how long Yermin will be good.
Right.
This is just a gateway into other players who have had success, and I used OPS as the metric to decide what kind of players kind of made it. There are a lot of them. I didn't even bring the whole group in here, but here's just a little group from the last, let's say, 20 years. Jose Martinez, who has played with the Rays and the Cubs and the Cardinals, didn't really pay till age 27. He has a career OPS of 803. Jack Cust, a former Treasy favorite, and was kind of a home run or nothing. So not exactly same profile as Yermin Mercedes. Really didn't play much until age 28. That year, his full season, 912 OPS. And his age 29 season, which was the following season, 851 OPS, 813 OPS for a career. So that's some real big banging from a guy that you didn't hear from for a while.
But see, Cust is the opposite of Yermin, right? Like he's the guy I almost expect to get to the majors instead of Mercedes, right? Where it's like, oh, this guy's got this home run potential. Like he could hit 40 home runs in a year. We should get him out there. And like maybe he'll figure out how to not strike out every time. And that's a guy that I think today's baseball is more embracing of.
I was going to say that's the guy you'd figure to get to the majors now. But then Jack Cust was not a guy you thought would get to the majors.
With the Oakland Athletics, I do. But yeah, no other team would I expect that to have been the case then.
How about a Luke Scott? Same deal. Didn't really start his MLB career until age 27. He had no position like the rest of these guys. Don't really have a position, same as Yermin. Career OPS of 821. His 28-year-old season, kind of when he got first time, he got like almost, not full-time, but like half-time plate appearances. He had 1,047 OPS. And then from ages 29 to 32, he had every single season was above 800 OPS. So there's track record here. Brandon Moss, another Oakland guy, 954 OPS at age 28 out of fucking nowhere. And then 859 the next season. Mike Morse. Remember Mike Morse? Fucking gigantic guy. Tore the cover off the ball for the Nationals. Matt Stairs. Beautiful.
I know that guy.
Can't really move or anything.
Yeah. Gorgeous body.
Long career, right? His career went, and he is more like this profile, like you're talking about, Treasy. He had more average to his game. And he didn't have one season we had over 200 plate appearances until he's 29 years old. And he played until he's 41. So, like, the Yermin track record is possible. The biggest example, the most famous example nowadays in the major leagues is Nelson Cruz. Nelson Cruz was this type of player as well. They tried to have him fake the outfield, but eventually he just became a DH. I remember early when they first brought him up, it's like, oh, this guy's playing in Texas. That's why he's got good numbers. Then he went up to Seattle, and those numbers went shooting through the roof, and it was like, okay, this guy's for real. If you're a big White Sox fan, you don't give a shit about any of these other ones. We had a guy right here in Chicago in the early 80s who fits this model absolutely fucking perfectly, and that's Ron Kittle.
Yeah.
Okay? Wasn't quite as old, but if you want to go look at Baseball Reference, I want you to look at his 1981 season in Appleton, and then his 1982 season in Edmonton, and asked me why the fuck was this guy not in Chicago playing some position, DH, left field, or whatever the fuck. Okay, these mistakes I think are more common than we think. And while I'm grateful for this found gold, it's like the GM's never learned. So we'll take it. I mean, we need it.
Yeah, he's house money for sure.
You're still mad about the 82 Edmonton season. And so
how you gonna let a guy hit 50 home runs in the minors?
So if you guys don't think that Beef has ever talked to me about the Edmonton 82 season and how ridiculous it is that Ron Kittle wasn't in the major leagues, take a closer look at that mustache picture that we post every now and then. Beef has a fucking Edmonton Ron Kittle jersey on that I bought him for his birthday because he talked about it so fucking much, and now you're bringing it up again.
It's a perfect example. That's Yermin.
Just wrote a blog about it.
Yermin, the 83 Rookie of the Year was Kittle. 2021 Rookie of the Year is going to be Yermin in the same fashion.
Woo!
I love it.
That's hot mess. Can we bet on that on points bet or what? Can we put a bet down? He's going to be the AL Rookie of the Year?
I don't know if that's still up. I'll have to take a look. Maybe we'll throw it in there, see if we can get it.
I mean, he definitely didn't make the first round of the voting or the betting on that one because he was not around. He definitely wasn't on the thing there. Now he could be. So let's see.
Beef, 35 years from now, Yermin will be sitting in 108 with us. You know, we'll be, you know, you guys will be in your 70s. I'll be long forgotten.
We'll bring your urn with us and have it in the
signing Yerminator shirts for $15 and with $5 donates to charity. Yep. I can see it.
All right, guys. I wanted to talk about one more White Sox-ish thing. You know, I love talking baseball with you guys, but you know, one of the things that we really enjoy is the park and like everything around the park and you know, tailgate and everything. And so I saw this article, Aloha Mr. Hand sent it over, and it was about it was from the Sun Times. It was about redeveloping the area around the park, right? And the idea here all kind of stems from this like 1988 Reader article about changing the area around the park, you know. And as a resident that was in Bridgeport in 1988, the one thing that I'll tell you is it's a lot fucking different now. So referencing the 1988 article is kind of dumb on its face. But there was something else in this article that I just took exception to. And there's a line that says, finding a way to finally turn all that asphalt and concrete into a walkable, transit-oriented neighborhood with some structured parking and that great baseball stadium at its core makes good sense. How the fuck are they going to make this more transit-oriented?
No.
It's
a parking lot.
Bus. There's 2 L's. There's a Metro. What do you want? Like what? Like
you need an airplane strip right in there.
Right,
Like, that's the only way you can get more. Like,
is there like public helicopters that I don't know about?
Drone.
Jesus. So like I don't know. Like I'm reading this thing and all I keep thinking is like they keep complaining about like, oh, all the asphalt all around. And it's like, have you been to a Sox game? Like, yeah, I know we can't do it right now, but like the tailgating is a huge part of the White Sox culture. And what you're describing is Wrigleyville.
Yeah. Yep.
And we don't want Wrigleyville.
We do not want Wrigleyville.
Like
absolutely.
People who live in Bridgeport, they don't want to live in Wrigleyville. They want to live in Bridgeport, right? They are on the South Side for a fucking reason, right? So like to just kind of like go like, you know what we need? All the same stuff that's up there. No, you don't. That's not what anyone wants. And then, like, and saying things like, oh, there needs to be a green area. There's a giant fucking park right next to the stadium. Like, you have to, like, if I wanted to go to Cork and Kerry after the game, I got to walk through a huge park.
Yes.
You just missed this? Like, I didn't get anything in this article. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. It's like all this asphalt. Well, where the fuck are we supposed to park then? Like, and what else are you coming over there for? Right? Like, so like, I don't know. I was just confused by it. And also, you know what? we don't need more residential area there, right?
Right.
We got Josh. We got Josh Nelson in the neighborhood. We're done. We're filled up.
Well, Tracy, you're totally right. We do not need any more. I would be okay with a little more greenery if they wanted to eat up one parking lot and make it a park. Fine. But I totally agree with you. A number of points here. You don't, it could use a neighborhood. The park is butted up against by 4, if you want to count Armour Square as a separate neighborhood, 4 historic Chicago neighborhoods: Bridgeport, Canaryville, Bronzeville on its sides, okay? These are long-standing fucking neighborhoods that people have been living in forever, okay? You don't need to, create a neighborhood. Also, a developer does not fucking create a neighborhood. You don't throw houses somewhere and it becomes a neighborhood. It's not magical, motherfucker. This shit's organic. This happens over time. It happens over generations of people wanting to be in the same spot and pride in being in a spot. And okay, we're going to always go to that tavern there or that restaurant that we really like that's been family owned for all these years. That's how a neighborhood develops, okay?
Yes.
You don't no developer is just going to throw up some houses or throw up some condos oh, we got a neighborhood here. It doesn't work like that. It'll disintegrate. And I know the people in Bridgeport don't want 200 new single-family homes layered in there. And I know I'm living right close to it. My Sock Summer's living right close to it. And I'm sure he's also a no. Fuck all that. We don't want
Big
that
no.
shit.
Big no. I mean, Loaf, there was a lot across the street from your house for the longest time, and it was fucking wonderful. Why didn't they turn that into some greenery? It's like a fucking 18-story fucking building outside the beef deck now. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
this sucks.
Used to be able to piss over there and not have to worry about it so much. And now there's going to be somebody looking at me while I piss over there right after this game.
Someone who lives there, possibly.
When the shit was brought up in the group chat and Mr. Hand sent this to us, he's like, I'm really curious on your thoughts. And I had to stop because this is something that comes up continuously. People would repost on Facebook pages like, look at the original plans of the bridge of the park. It was facing the skyline and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yo, I'm here to watch a fucking baseball game. I could give 2 shits if I can see the John Hancock or whatever they call the Sears Tower now. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, the aesthetics is what it is. Like, I would rather see a good team on the field. You want aesthetics, go up north, okay? They got a ton of good aesthetics. All right, they got a mascot with no fucking pants on. You can stare at that all fucking day. But it's just, it doesn't make sense because there are businesses that are in the neighborhood already that are fucking not being supported year round by the neighborhood. So how are you going to build something up and then say, here's something, support it? Fuck you. I'm not supporting that. There's plenty of places that I don't get to go to. I don't go to Punky's enough. I don't go to Buffalo Wings and Rings enough. I don't go to all the places that are already here enough. And there's always a fucking excuse. And that's another thing Sox fans have been really good at. It's like, oh, well, Cork and Kerry's too fucking far away from the park. Oh, you can't walk 2 blocks. Well, what if they put this shit out in Lot E or Lot F or wherever the fuck, and they'll be like, it's too far away to go over and smoke that greenery. God damn it. I thought the one time I thought that I had a fucking brilliant idea, and it was between when they went from the Captain Morgan Club, Bacardi at the park, whatever, to what we have now. It was like you needed to put something in that building that could sustain something without baseball. You needed a big thing, like a Three Floyds brew pub or something. You don't have to drive to Indiana. You can come right here and get some sweet killer ass Three Floyds brew. But then all the white supremacy stuff came out and Three Floyds is went by the wayside. But if, something like that, something really big that would draw some people in. You have to have that thing that somebody's going to come. It's a destination outside of that, because and you guys know it, when the team's not good, Bacardi at the park, Shy Sox Bar and Grill is not packed. Okay. I mean, when they're giving you a free appetizer for checking in on your fucking phone, they're hurting. They need somebody to come in there and buy their half price drinks and half price appetizers. I mean, it's just, we don't have we're families. There's a lot of families here,
right?
And families support these places. And I mean, listen, I don't like going out with my kids. So I'm not going to come to a fucking bar every fucking night. I'm not going to go to some fancy shit, all the time. Sometimes I got a mac and cheese with some frozen vegetable night, like that's what I got to do because,
but
that's
not
the way
enough
it
butter.
is. Right. It's just not there. So anyway, I just think that you need to, if you're going to do it, you need something that's going to be a standalone, not with the ballpark. And also, don't come into our neighborhood and tell us how it should be versus if the demand was there, it would exist.
It would exist. I agree.
Why is there 8,700 bars in Wrigleyville? Because there's a lot of fucking people that like to drink up there, and there's a need for it, right? And they exist. Well, but because the demand is there is no fucking demand here.
Here's the hilarious thing, My Suck Summer, is everyone is Jerry only cares about money. He doesn't care about the fucking team. He only cares about money. And then they act like there's this huge money-making opportunity that Jerry's just
right.
Nah, fuck that.
Thanks.
Yes.
I'll just take parking lots that don't fill up.
Because
that's what I'd prefer.
He couldn't have conned them in for a J. Crew and an Abercrombie and Fitch and like a whole fucking strip mall right there, right? It's yo, I'm fucking cold. Oh, hey, go over to fucking LL Bean. You can sack up with a nice down coat before you go into the game, You know
what though, guys? Let's fuck it. Let's get a little creative. Let's start to think of some of our own ideas that we could do with the parking lots, and then maybe we'll get to the same idea that we need more public trans to just fly pace buses onto the pavements. But so I'll start. One thing that I was thinking about is you could have a few less parking lots if you built up a little bit, but the way that I'm thinking about it is you build up pretty high. Right. So let's take lot, what is it? C, that's kind of along the side there. Yep. You build that up so that there's a couple levels. Right.
Yeah.
But you keep the first level get a lot of space there. Right. So that people can still tailgate when the weather sucks. So you kind of embrace that
yes.
Oh shit, it's raining. Everyone's partying in lot C. Right.
Yeah.
And I think obviously not right now, but in 6 months or next year or whatever, that could be a really cool thing that. And you can, people will probably, and you could, and in that case too, you could have a kind of a top level there's no parking. And, maybe you have some grills out there and stuff that are park owned, and you could rent a grill. You could rent a little space up there. And then you're monetizing it, but then you're also got this nice, high level, area that people can go up there, not fall off of, and just have a good time, So I don't know. I think there's ideas like that where you're kind of just embracing it, right? Add more porta potties along the parking lots so that when people are tailgating, give more space to people who want to bring a big ass grill and Beef. We went to that one bachelor party there, and the guy had that massive grill doing all that steak. And
that was awesome.
Dude, that's incredible. We need 10 more of those guys. We don't need less of those guys. We need more of those guys.
We need more of those guys.
Embrace that. Know that most of the year it's just going to be some empty ass parking lots that they tell you can't take driving school people into these. But, but who gives a shit?
In multiple languages, they have to tell you.
No one's going to be over there, right? So that's fine. Leave those things like that. But in the summer, let's embrace that culture, and let's really have a lot of that going on.
I love it. I love all that stuff.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. That would be fun. I mean, why does everybody want to fucking make changes? It's not bad. It works. There's history. There's a history of the tailgating culture here, and that's something that people look forward to. No one's going to Wrigley to fucking tailgate. When somebody's hey, I had to go pick up a pack of sausages to go to the tailgate up in fucking Wrigley. No, that didn't happen. They're I gotta go to.
You paid $75 to park on someone's lawn.
Right.
What happened?
I had to go to Rockstar Burger and spend $17 on that burger while I washed it down with a Busch Light. I don't know. It's goofy shit. Yeah, I mean, if you want to put something out there, I don't even know what you would put out there. I want to say strip club, but the Pink Monkey's so damn close and convenient. I don't think we need that. My I can't. I just don't see it. I don't see what we need. Like, it's just nothing has struck me yet. And then I'm sure there'll be some cool idea that comes out, and I'll be like, you know what? I was a fucking idiot for not thinking of that. But right now, unless it's like batting cages and shit, like I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's a good idea. That's actually a good idea.
Right, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of. I mean, here's an idea that we kind of had as a group. We were talking one night. I don't know if you guys remember it or not, but you guys were saying, or one of us was saying, you turn lot G into not parking, but you bring in beer trucks on the weekend and let all the craft breweries come. And you charge a fee to go in there. What was it, like $20 or $25? And you can go in there and do all the samples before you head into the ball game. And maybe you get one coupon that's good for the craft game. So it kind of like you got something that for inside, but you get everyone to kind of bring their wares out there, and you make it almost like a beer bazaar in one of the lots. You guys said lot G, which I've heard is the kill zone. I'm not sure. Largely, it's the kill zone. Bert Plus and all that stuff, but
salon quality beards, sir.
Salon quality beards in lot G, but you could have salon quality beards and you could have craft beer all over lot G.
I see Timothy saying there, how long before somebody sues for burning themselves on their grill, bro?
He didn't say anything about anyone suing.
So many drunks burning themselves, park on grills before falling. Oh, I thought he was gonna. Oh,
I put that up. I love that.
Sorry,
yeah,
I naturally assumed that Tim was questioning the legality.
This is what I'm here for. I want this.
Thank you.
That was the idea. That was the entire idea.
I was going to say they allow bungee jumping in the continental United States,
also
so
good.
we can just get some fucking. Kevin. I mean, there's got to be a fucking form that you can just sign away. Like, listen, I know I could burn myself. I know I could fall and kill myself. I don't give a fuck. I love the White Sox, and you just sign your John Hancock there.
Beef. I love the craft beer idea of like just going in there and getting all that. The only thing I worry about is My Sox Summer.
I'm worried about me. Then he's got a fake silver chain on, and he's taking pictures and seeing through time.
Well, there's got to be a point where me and Mr. Hand we're too old to carry you.
He's got to wake up on a park bench then. All right, those are the consequences of it.
We're gonna have a wheelbarrow in one of the lots. That's the thing that we really need. We need a set of wheelbarrows so we can get people home.
I do think they should turn one lot into total like Ped Mall style. And even if the Sox want to put up their own beer tents out there that are cheaper than inside, but it's not a tailgate situation, because I know we have a tailgating culture. But there's going to be new fans that aren't going to want to park a car but they just want to come and hang out and party early, but they don't want to buy the shit inside. They want to be out there in the atmosphere. I mean, to me, lot B would make the most sense to grass over or put something over where it's no parking, but it's just that's the hangout. Everyone goes hang out there.
Well, I think lot A is your kind of what you were talking about, like you're kind of like basically like a pop-up mall, right?
Yeah.
Like almost like a street fair.
The street fair, yeah, exactly.
We got like all this stuff going down.
Got some food, you got whatever,
You get a Shark Tooth necklace.
It will be
rock candy.
Everyone in every message board that My Sox Summer's ever been in, just selling bobbleheads. It'll be fucking 6 rows of bobblehead dealers.
It'll be like Mexico. You can walk down, you can get your best price on the Nick Swisher. You're like, oh,
you'll have a James Duda and a My Sox Summer fist fighting in the middle of the aisle.
I would fucking kill that motherfucker.
I mean, we're definitely gonna have Darren out there selling 108 shirts. That's all I know.
White Sox Sal's in the comments saying on tap guys are gonna be angry. I'm killing lot B. It doesn't have to be lot B. It could be lot A. It could be lot whatever. It was just an idea. That's all.
We're killing lot A. Lot B will still be the party.
We'll leave lot B as is. I'm not trying to kill any lots that are of consequence. I'm just saying one lot could be like a Ped Mall, because while some people want to drive to the game and bring all their tailgate shit, some people want to experience the party and maybe they don't know the people that are driving up like that. So they want.
See, I like that because it's not permanent. I like both of those ideas because it's not permanent. Yeah. Like it's just like we pop this up and we do it. It's like Street Fest. I love it.
Drunk batting cages, big tent, like an old beer garden, like at a local, like a small town festival. You know, you got like, you know, the Knights of Columbus slinging beers. You know, we can raise money. You could have a different organization running the beer garden tent, like everywhere. You have to buy tickets. Like as annoying as it would be, you would have to buy tickets so that you could get around the liquor laws and mostly cash. You know, it would perfect.
No carnival rides though.
No
carnies. No carnies.
That's unsafe.
Well, we could bring carnies, but no carnival rides. We don't want to put that.
Okay,
together.
We'll party with carnies. We
don't want Polly Walnuts to not pay them off and then it breaks during the middle of the carnival. Okay, we can't have that shit happening. All right, it's too risky.
Carnies and juggalos. That's all I have.
I love it.
All right, I think it's time for a little show and tell with my.
Oh, let me get ready. Oh,
you ready?
Oh,
is Husky Bardo still in the room? I don't know if he is. So let's see.
He was asking for this. He wanted to do the show.
He really wanted to see it.
Oh, got him.
I like to be paused like this.
So, all right. So we've been working on this idea for I would say over 2 years. Since I bought a Corona one for my man Chirizi, and he wears it all the time in the soak. We decided that the 108 fans not only needed something breathable, but am I muted?
You were for a second there, yeah.
What the fuck? What's going on?
I don't know. Treasy muted you. Now Treasy's muted himself.
He's muted. You're muted, Treasy.
Yeah.
You got to mute your brother.
But you're good, my Sock Summer. Keep going. Right. Keep selling this things.
So we've decided that we had to come up with something nice, funky, and fresh. I came up with a logo in 13 seconds, and it looks fabulous. Ladies and gentlemen, the first 108 tank top. It's a beaut, guys. We have a nice 90s, 80s logo coming on right there, made by the good people at Glydian. It is a pure 100% true to size fit. So we have that. Now, ladies, don't think we forgot about you, ladies.
Ooh.
We got the ladies tank.
Nice.
Oh,
with
sweet.
The racerback. I know how the ladies love the racerback. You can put a sports bra underneath that. Be showing out over in the 108. Everyone will enjoy it. That's a 4-color logo there, folks. Just want you to know that 4-color logo.
It's gorgeous, man. I love it.
I like the logo. I like the
logo is terrific. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I ordered medium up to XL for the ladies. And the men's, I got medium I might have got small. I don't even know. All the way up to 3XL. There is a conspiracy in this world to keep people over 3XL covered more. And you cannot find goddamn tank tops in 4X and up. It is just
bullshit.
It's unheard of. I asked our guy, I said, hey, where is this? And he goes, dude, I have never seen a 4X tank top. And I'm like, I think that's bullshit, but you might be right. Now, ladies, we still got you covered. I also said, you know what we're running out of, guys? Fucking ladies t-shirts. Whoa. So we got a nice cut, not the men cut. This is the girl cut. This is a small. So when you see it and you're like, God damn, that looks small. Yeah, it's small because it's a small. This one goes all the way up to XL too. So I got small all the way to XL for the ladies. It's fresh as fuck. It's looking dope. Now, maybe you're like me. You're like, yo, I want to show my guns off. And I also don't like to be really hot and fucking cotton. Bam! We got the poly no sleeve shooter. You can use this at the gym. You can shoot hoops in this. Beef Loaf will be wearing this.
Definitely ready for it.
Baby, I love being sleeveless. Let's do
this.
Here's
the funniest part about this fucking shirt. I said, hey, do you guys want one of these? And Loaf, motherfucker, I don't wear sleeves, goes, no, don't order me any. I ordered him any more anyway, because I know he would want one, because he's fucking stupid. So, yeah, we got that going. He's going to enjoy that one. I got that from large all the way up to I think 4XL or 3XL. Now, you're saying my sock summer. It ain't summer yet, bro. Like I still might need something to keep myself warm. Guess what? We started a softball team. Oh, it's a raglan.
Yes.
Yeah. How dope is that? It's a 3/4 sleeve. So you know what? When it's on one of these fucking crazy ass fucking is it cold, is it hot days, you can decide. Because it's 3/4 sleeve. Like you can pull it all the way down. If it's a little chilly, you can push it up and be like, hey, I'm here to get down to business in this drunk batting cage. And this is a great shirt to have. All right. True to size, medium all the way to I think 4XL too. So I will make sure I post all that stuff. Now, you're saying my sock summer. You guys haven't had a hat in the shop for a long time. Well, we still don't. No, I'm kidding. Here it is.
Yes.
It is a trucker hat with the same logo. Now, Neon's not as popping on this because our guys is like, listen, I got to buy a whole new system to get the fresh ass neon on those shirts to get it on the hat. And I said, bro, please do not invest $8,000 to make our trucker caps. So he did not do that.
What the fuck?
Well, I'm just saying. These are the same trucker hats we've had before. These are in white with the black. They are a beautiful trucker cap. So if you bought a trucker cap from us before, they are the same. I got 50.
Oh, baby.
I didn't do it that time.
No, these motherfuckers. So I got these are dope, dude. So yes, we will definitely have these. Now, if you haven't noticed, Mr. My Sock Summer wears a headband. All of us got headbands. I said to my guy, I need to get some headbands. We got some headbands.
It's sweet.
It is like basically what Jose Abreu wears on the field. Okay, that guy has a giant fucking head too. I might send him one. These are beautiful. He put now what like he had never done these before, and he all right. Husky Bardo is it? I'm gonna put him up tomorrow, my man. I gotta go through inventory and make sure we got all the shit because I already paid him, so I hope he gave me everything. He's pretty good about that. But I went on and I got these headbands. These will be up in the shop. It's really thick, so you can put it on your head, and it's it's a good one. He had never done headbands before. He said, "Oh, I had to use the same like type of machinery that I use for the hats." He's like, "But I had to put in the stretchable or some stretch ink or stretch additive for the ink," and I was like, motherfucker, you've been making our shirts for 4 years. You've never put stretch additive in any of the ink that you've made for any of our stuff. That's amazing. So we're doing really good as a nation, White Sox fans. So yeah, we got 108 headbands. I got a ton of them. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. So if you need a headband, work out in, wear it to the game, you wear it to the bar, I got you. So yeah, it's part of the softball team. Look, we got going here. So yeah, that's our new merch. Everyone get ready. I'll drop it tomorrow. I'll put it up there after I take inventory and figure out what the fuck I'm going to charge for these things because I don't really know.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Whatever you're going to charge for White Sox Summer, add 25% to it.
Right. Yeah.
The beef loaf markup.
Yep. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad you were here, Husky. I got you covered, bro. You're gonna love this shit. It's good stuff. It's good quality. The logo is tight. Our guy Ryan told me 100 times how much he loved the logo. He actually made another product that we were probably going to come out with that Chirizi, like his balls dropped when he saw it. He was like, oh, yeah. So we're always just
probably going to make it. We're making that thing.
We're going to make it. Yeah. One thing I want to put out there. Our guy that makes our shirts and our stuff is in a band, and his band has not been able to perform in over a year or whatever. So luckily he has this business so that he can support him and his bandmates and other bandmates that are in the Chicagoland area. And he also makes shirts for other bands, restaurants, and all this stuff. I'm pretty sure we're the only White Sox blog that he does. Any sports related thing, we're probably the only one that he does. But he is local. And he does good work, and we keep all that money right here in Chicago. So I want to put that out. It's like we're not sending it out to somebody else, and this is actually going to somebody who's employing more people that live in the community with you guys. So they probably won't rob you later because their belly will be full and their wallets are full. So yeah, we'll be good. So yeah, Fourth Shift Printing.
All right.
I agree with Frank. I need that headband immediately as well, man. I can't wait to wear that thing.
They're dope.
So we're going to do a draft. And I'm excited about this draft because we're doing something very different. This is a beef loaf draft.
So if this sucks, I could be blamed for this.
I don't think it's going to suck. I think but I want to give it some explanation here because it's not like it's not perfectly straightforward. But we're drafting things that are perfectly appreciated, right? Like, so this is not like this is the best thing ever or this is the worst thing ever. It's things that like people appreciate the exact right amount. Like people like this thing perfectly. And so we'll get into it. We'll start drafting it. I think we'll explain our picks as we go because I think we're going to have to explain our picks, which I think is going to be part of the fun. So I'm excited for this draft. So excited that I'm going to go number 1 overall.
Oh, I love it. I like when you choose to go first. That's good.
And then Beef, I'll let you go number 2, and then my Suck Summer, I'll let you get 2 in a row.
Okay.
I feel like I feel like you
I'm
like
good on this
to be in the 3 spot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So all right. So I will go number 1. And what I'm going to go with is something that we actually sell because, you got to tie it in. But I'm going to go with hoodies.
Oh, it was on my list.
That's
I think
nice.
hoodies is the number 1 overall pick because like people don't overly love hoodies. Like you don't see people wearing hoodies in the wrong temperatures very often.
No,
like you don't see like a guy on a summer day like I just love this fucking hoodie. I don't care how hot it is. I'm going to wear it, right? And you don't see someone like when it's like 5 degrees out going like it's hoodie weather. Like people know the precise temperatures at which hoodies are appropriate for them, and they wear them only at those times. And I think people really like hoodies, but I don't think anyone is just like, all I need in the world is a hoodie. Like they perfectly appreciate what a hoodie is for, and they wear it at the appropriate times.
Yes.
So I think hoodies is the number 1 overall perfectly appreciated thing.
That's a really good number 1 pick. And I must admit, I had it on my list, and I was not expecting to cross anything off my list that was on someone else's fucking list. So I'm really
not either.
The first one went, and it was like, yes, we're thinking along the same path here.
All right, Beef, you're up.
All right, so it's tough because you think about this when you say perfectly appreciated. You think it's not a great thing that you're talking about. You think it's like something mediocre, but that's not true. You can pick something that's great if everyone kind of thinks it's great. All the people who, they all kind of wildly agree that this thing is great. And so my number 1 pick is going to be George Costanza. Because I think that people who love Seinfeld, when you ask them who's the best in Seinfeld, it's like, Kramer's kind of the wild one, but everyone's like, it's George Costanza. Like, George Costanza. So I think he's absolutely perfectly loved. It's kind of like this one genius thing. I mean, like, if you've ever seen Jason Alexander and anything else, he stinks. Like, George Costanza is a thing. It is perfectly appreciated.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
I feel that. I mean, like, I feel
Good
for
call.
a while,
Good
I thought he was underappreciated.
For a little bit.
But I think that Curb Your Enthusiasm helped make you realize how great of a character Costanza was. So now in hindsight, I think people all perfectly appreciate him.
Yeah. Sal just put up a great one. That did not make my list, but if it did, that's funny. If somebody picked it. I'm gonna go with something. Honestly, I mean, it's the same along the same line as you guys. I think it is appreciated just as well as it should be. Light domestic beer, like people. Nobody gets like real hard up on like, oh hey, this Busch Light is just fucking delicious, and nobody says this fucking Miller High Life Light sucks. It's like it's a fucking light beer. We know what it's supposed to do. You're just here to fucking just be able to drink all fucking day, get that 30 rack of Busch Light, and let's go. You know, like it's not loved, it's not hated.
Yeah, like everybody knows what it's for, right?
Yep.
It's like the hoodie. It's like I'm gonna
very
be
functional.
I'm gonna be drinking all day. I should probably pick up a case of Miller Lite, right?
Yes.
So that I don't batter my brain into oblivion, right? Like so that's you're gonna eventually, but like you need all day to do it. So
it should take a while.
So I love that one. Yeah. And we
yeah,
got
light domestic beer. Turn around. Everyone's two favorite buddies, salt and pepper. You know what I mean? Like everyone appreciates them, but they don't love them. They're not the fancy spice, but they're definitely necessary. Like I think like when you go to like you're gonna grill out some chicken, you're gonna grill out some steaks or whatever. Throw a little salt and pepper on there. Like it's gonna make it nice. It's gonna make it a little better. It's not gonna make it really better, and it's not gonna make it worse. It's just right in the middle.
So you're talking about the hip hop group, right? Or
no, I'm talking about the actual spices.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
I almost want to say that they're underappreciated.
You think salt and pepper?
Like I almost want to say that they are because I feel like when you eat something that doesn't have enough salt or pepper in it, it's so fucking disappointing. And like I think people don't realize like how disappointing food is without it.
So I have the same thought process. If it's overly salted or overly peppered, you know, like you're like, this fucking shit sucks.
Yeah.
Like all I'm tasting is salt, you know? So I think it is right. I think
maybe you're right.
I think he's probably right about this. I think it's
right because
I think it's about perfectly appreciated.
Maybe most people recognize those things, so they do appreciate it the proper amount. All right. I like it now.
Okay,
I like that.
All right, Beef, you're up.
My second pick, you know, it's something that I enjoy. My Sock Summer enjoys. Treasy doesn't enjoy necessarily. It is some perfectly appreciated. Being over 6 feet tall. It's got its advantages, but then it has its disadvantages. Like when you get in the car and you got to like back the seat all the way the fuck up so you can drive, right? So, but
or flying coach,
right? Exactly. But it's got its edges, you know. That you got, you know. I'm not going to date anyone under 5'11". I'm only dating guys over 6 feet tall. Why? It doesn't make sense, but fuck it, we'll take it. We're in on that, you know. Like what there are like there's pros and cons to being above 6 feet tall. So I think it's absolutely perfectly appreciated. Those of us that are above 6 feet tall, we know the struggles and we know the advantages we get, and I think it's about perfectly appreciated.
Doesn't matter where we stand at a concert. Like
that's true.
A general admission show, we could be in the back or the front. Don't matter.
That's true.
Like,
but when we go up,
stay in the back because I don't want to piss off all the short people that are going to be behind me. So,
my sex number when you go up in the attic to get the porno mags, you got to bend down real low.
That's
like,
true.
You know, it's like it's a yin and the yang here. You know.
Yep. And if it was a shoddy roof job, there's fucking nails shooting right through there. You might take one in the skull trying to get that old Lisa Lips fucking porno tape. You know.
That's right. That's absolutely correct.
See, now I will say that that's a good pick because being average size, like I am, like average height, is underappreciated.
I think it is underappreciated.
Because people underappreciate it because everything is built for you.
Right, exactly.
Like all the sizes are built for you.
That's
like,
correct.
Plane seats are set up for your height. Like when they're like extra leg room. Yeah, for me, not for you.
Exactly. 100%.
What about that? What about that juicy double though on the plane track there?
The juicy double.
The juicy double. How's that fit in one of them seats?
You know, it form fits itself. You know, it's very nice. Very nice.
Because you got some big guy features on you that in a small package. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, hello.
Oh no! Don't make it weird.
So
no, he has hands like Shaq.
So I think I'm up right for two.
Yeah, you got the turnaround, baby.
Turnaround.
So I'm very proud of this one. I think this is a really good one. So you guys will probably hate it. But orangutans. I don't think that is anyone's favorite animal, but everyone likes them.
Okay. No,
they're a lovable animal, and they're super smart. Like, I think.
Okay, so that's what I was going to bring up. In the Planet of the Apes movies, they're the really smart ones. So maybe they're. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm not sure. They might be leaning towards overrated. I'm not sure about that.
But here's the thing. Do you know anyone that thinks they're not smart? Right? Like, everyone knows the basic facts about them.
The basic facts about orangutans.
Everyone generally likes them.
They're orange,
but nobody's favorite.
They're in the Jungle Book.
They're like burnt sienna. They're not even they're like perfect orange.
They're real smart. They could break out of zoos if they choose.
Oh,
we all know this. This is all common knowledge.
Just like we assume everyone knows how to go to the bathroom in Sox Park, you're assuming everyone knows about orangutans. No. I suggest you write a blog about this. You need.
I know that everyone doesn't know how to go to the bathroom at the park.
Oh my god!
I think this is
fucking idiots.
This is the best pick. Now this is. I'm going to give you the worst pick to follow it up. So I think another thing that's perfectly appreciated, because some people don't like it; they have no interest in it, just uninterested, and then some people who like it just really like it. And that's how it probably should be. And that's LSD. I think it's appropriately liked by the amount of people that it's liked by, and appropriately disliked by the rest of the world. Right? Like,
yeah.
Because you gotta be the right person in the right mindset to use something like that.
Yep.
It's mind altering, right? You gotta be ready for it.
Allegedly.
I like that one there, Luke. That's
if it was overappreciated, maybe I don't want my Uber driver to like it a lot.
That's true. That's a good call, actually.
If it's underappreciated, there's not enough people out there writing great Doors albums for me. All right.
True.
So like I don't know. I that's one where I feel like appropriately appreciated. Like you don't hear like horror stories about it. Like, oh, this guy couldn't stop doing LSD, other than Sid Barrett.
Yeah.
Like, you don't hear like, oh, this guy did.
That's an outlier, right?
Couldn't stop doing LSD, and you also don't hear anybody going like, I was just trying to have a nice day at the park and I accidentally took a ton of LSD.
Without LSD, Ray Manzarek is like a lounge piano player in Vegas, and
but he's a Southside guy, so it'd be like playing Touch It Class or something.
Or he'd be at the park, like he could be, it's like, oh, Ray,
backup.
He's playing the Hey Nana Nana again. All right, way to go, Ray. Good job, buddy.
All right,
good.
Beef.
Those are good picks.
Beef, you're up.
All right. This next pick is a little obscure. I mean, you guys will know it, but not everyone's going to know it. But I feel like it's one of these things where if you bring it up, sometimes there's like a little tiny moment in time that if you bring it up and people are like, yeah, they get a smile on their face. They like it, even though it was just this one little glimpse. And this is only like a 8-second clip in the universe of all the content that's ever been fucking created. But to me, it's perfectly appreciated. Xavier McDaniel's appearance in the movie Singles, where he says, Steve, don't come yet, is perfectly fucking appreciated. Because anytime you put a meme with Xavier McDaniel out there on Twitter or something like that, you get the people are like, yes, I know what this is, and I fucking love this.
Yes. No, you're not wrong. Because because the ones that do get it, and they're like, yeah, oh yeah.
And you don't need any more people to get it.
No, it doesn't need.
Perfect amount of people get it.
It's got its audience. It was a place and time, and it was great for what it was, and that's it. You haven't tried. They haven't turned it into a commercial like Scoop. There it is. Although I wouldn't hate it if they did, but if they did do that, it wouldn't work. It's not in this. I can't pick a third if they do that.
I mean, what would they do it in a commercial for? Like herpes? like some kind of some STD thing? I don't know.
Roman swipes. Yeah, Roman swipes.
There's a lot of products right now to try to keep you rock hard for hours and hours.
Like,
what the hell?
Steve, you don't want to come yet.
Take these Roman swipes.
And like X-Man, like weighing 355 pounds.
X-Man's missing out on a fortune right now is what we're realizing.
Oh, man.
Getting paid left and right for shit.
I can't wait till X-Man's widow tweets me tomorrow and says, "You motherfucker." Like, it's going to happen, too. It's going to happen. I got to turn around my last 2 picks. I must have been really hungry when I made this list because my next pick is going to be also something that is very underappreciated, or right in the middle, and it's regular M&Ms. Like, it comes through in the clutch when you need it. Like, you're like, yo, M&Ms. Like, I have a couple M&Ms. I got my sweet tooth. I'm good. And then there's also like, oh, fuck, M&Ms. You know, like, so you got both sides of it. Isn't that? No one's ever really like, oh, yeah. But like when you see a cookie and you see some M&Ms in there, you're like, oh, fuck yeah, cookie. But if it was just like a regular old sugar cookie, you're like, oh, it's just a regular old sugar cookie. So, you know, you're a little disappointed. So like M&Ms just make everything like nice and even. The other one, this is kind of it was a last minute thing. It's also something we sell and we actually give away too. Koozies. Like koozies are like just like appreciated enough. Right? Because you'll get a koozie, especially if somebody gives it to you. And you're not in love with it, but you appreciate that it does what it's supposed to do when you need it. But you're also not like, God damn, that's my koozie. Like, and like people forget koozies all the time. So it's like koozies go on to live a different life. And somebody else's hand is taking off.
This one's tough for me because Beef, I know what you're going to say, and you're going to think that they're overappreciated.
I do think they're overappreciated.
Oh, I don't think that at all.
I get where you're coming from, but I think they also, at the same time, may be underappreciated because there's such a tiny, like, inexpensive thing, right? Like they're like $2 or something, you know. Like we sell them $1.08 in case you want one.
They're like a beer condom.
But they're actually very functional. They like really do the job that they're made for.
Yep.
And like they're incredibly good at it, but like because they're not incredibly difficult to make, that, you know, I think that, you know, a lot of people give them away, and I think people may underappreciate how functional they are.
Yeah, I'm going to go the other way. I think they're overappreciated because I have a drawer over here that has like 50 koozies in them, and I never use them. I've even bought koozies from people like supporting.
You know what though?
I never fucking use them.
You know why you're bullshit? You know why you're bullshit? Because you have a drawer of 50 of them.
50 of them.
You would throw them out if they were overappreciated.
You know, don't tempt me. Don't you tempt me, all right? But I want to get back to the regular M&Ms because I think that's a genius fucking pick, all right? And the reason why it is because M&M went out and made all kinds of dipped peanut and the peanut butter and all these different types. Yeah, and these are all the hot new flavors and all this shit. But you know what? If you go to someone's house and they got a bowl full of regular ass M&Ms, you are grabbing a handful. You 100% are going to get a handful of M&Ms, and they're going to be great. And you're going to be like, damn, I love regular M&Ms. But they don't jump out at you kind of at the store because they got the flashy other brands. Like it's about perfect. It's like the real ones know. The real ones know the regular ass M&Ms do the job. You know,
that's how COVID originally spread, though. People couldn't keep their hands out of M&M bowls, and now we're all fucked.
Wasn't the wet market? Was that
terrible pick?
The wet market M&M.
Bizarre
M&M bat.
That's my favorite
market.
I mean, between that and Swordfish, like I don't know. I don't know which one I want to pick.
Great movie.
Allegedly.
No, not allegedly.
I only saw one scene.
Yeah, I know
you know which one I saw. So.
Well, trust me, that all the hacker scenes are really worth your time. Beef, you're up.
All right. I feel like
I meant you're taking Europe, the band.
No, I'm not. It's funny you mentioned that because I am going to take something that's probably on the bad side of the ledger for most people, I would think, because we got to pick things that are perfectly appreciated, right? And it could be a great thing like George Costanza, or it could be something that's relatively bad, but I think is perfectly appreciated. And that is getting mono. Getting mono, perfectly appreciated, right? It sucks, but it's not one of the things that people are like, oh, that really fucking sucks. And then you get it and you're like, it's not that bad. Like, I had a root canal and everyone's like, root canals are the fucking worst. And I had it and I was like, yeah, that wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad. No, it's not that big of a deal. Mono is like about perfectly like, this blows, but I am going to eat ice cream on the couch for a couple weeks and not move. So it blows, but it's okay. Not that terrible. So I think mono is about perfectly rated, especially when you're going to talk about diseases. I think mono is like right. Everyone knows, and it's right there, and it delivers.
I got to tell you, I am going to sound stupid here. I don't even know what happens when you get mono.
You just like you remember I had it when we were kids. I was like,
I do. I just thought you were lazy.
I got you get like the glands swell up in your throat and it's like hard to talk and everything for a while, and then eventually it passes, no big deal. But yeah, I think
I do remember that because you shut the fuck up for 5 minutes.
They call it the kissing disease, right?
I'm going to say that it's
underrated, right?
It's underrated because I really appreciated it.
It's the kissing disease. That's how you got it.
Yeah, no, that's what my grandfather's like. Oh, it's a kissing disease. Who you're kissing? I'm 9 years old. I'm thinking, Grandpa, fuck you. Don't cock block me, man. I'm trying to get in there.
And then he's like, that's your cousin.
I want to stop them.
Holy shit.
Treasy, it looks like you got to close it out, baby.
Oh, man.
You got looking at all that stuff.
And then we'll dump our lists.
Yeah.
The list dumps are going to be fun.
I got a lot of ones I like. I have a food one I'm going to hold off because I think My Sock Summer cornered the market on food.
I'm sorry. It was just like
No. I just appreciate how well you did. So I'm stepping out of your way. I'm really battling between two here. And one I feel is only properly appreciated after the pandemic. But fuck that. I'm gonna go with a human being.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna say Robert Horry. Robert Horry.
That's good. That's actually really good.
Appreciated.
That's really good.
That is no one's favorite player. No one thinks he's great. But all the teams that knew they could use him for the playoffs all picked him up.
Yeah.
No one ever missed on that. And so, Robert Horry is the perfectly appreciated basketball player.
The thing is, Brady's like, oh, I got 7 rings. Robert Horry needs the 9 alien arms to hold all the rings he has from all the various teams.
Yeah, right. Is it 9?
Andrew Vaughn can only hold as many.
I don't know what he's got, but he needs 9 arms for all the rings. Like, it's ridiculous. Andrew Vaughn has enough alien arms to hold all the rings. That's what it is. Yeah, Robert. I looked up Robert Horry's college stats one time. I'm like, he was at Alabama and he averaged like 12 points a game his senior year. I'm like, how did this guy even get drafted? Then he had a long ass career, was really good. Like,
Robert Horry has won 7 NBA championships, and he's the only person ever to win it with 3 teams. Or no, he's one of only 4 players to have won it with 3 teams. The Rockets, the Lakers, and the Spurs.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a great pick.
And when he dominates the big 3 when it comes back, you guys are going to love it even more. All right. I'm sure we got some stuff to dump here. So I will let Beef, since it's your draft. You go dump your list first.
Okay,
Jump in on us, buddy.
So I'll go with Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Okay. You guys gonna go overrated?
No, I'm not gonna go overrated.
It's a good song.
Certainly not underrated.
Side, but then it's very much loved. So Will Ferrell's Robert Goulet impression. I'll go with Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger's about perfectly, comedy and horror and all that.
Not by somebody we know.
That's overappreciated.
That's for offline.
That's a different
How about taking a nap outside?
Ooh.
This one, maybe, I don't know. I threw this on here. I'm not sure. It's black coffee, I think. Perfectly appreciated. It could be a little overrated. I'm not sure. We'll see. Well, I don't know.
I like that one.
It depends. I think it would depend how you sell it.
Coffee black, underappreciated.
Underappreciated. That's right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Great player.
I got margaritas. I've got
No.
No.
Margaritas are way overappreciated.
I think they suck.
Because
You think they suck, margaritas?
no, I don't think they suck.
Oh,
I just think that they're
they suck.
way too loved.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I got to rethink this then. All right. My next one is working hard for an accomplishment. Perfectly rated. People try to tell you it's the greatest thing in the world.
It's not.
It's okay. It's fine.
It feels just as good if you don't do that much, and it works out fucking splendidly.
That's what I'm getting at. Summer. If I
108 model, like in the beginning, like when things started happening, we're like, wait, what? Yeah,
okay. Working hard for it's good, but I mean, working less hard for it just as good. To be fair.
Yeah, still worked.
Yeah, like I don't see any lottery winners going, this is the worst way to get rich.
All right, 2 more left. I got Oreo cookies. And then my last one is Peter North's acting career.
Oh. Well, what acting? Because I mean, like, I
everything.
feel like, okay, yeah, I agree then. Overall.
I think he might be underappreciated. I think people don't understand, like, the trials and tribulations of Peter North. You know?
I'm just saying. This is a blog I want to read.
It's just,
I think there's a book behind this right here. I think there's a book coming.
The guy the guy swung. He was a switch hitter, and he was like, he performed both ways. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, it really is. So
you're a documentary guy. I want a My Sock Summer documentary on this.
I've met Peter North. So yeah, I mean, we never we didn't exchange pleasantries. We just said hi to each other, but we never talked. So little.
Small, right? Yeah.
When did you meet Peter North?
So my it's a good story. My roommate in California, I don't know if you guys know, I used to live out west. She used to operate this used to operate this wine bar in Newport, and it was Halloween, and she's like, yo, you want to come and like make some money? And I was like, absolutely. She's like, we're having a costume party, we want a bouncer. And I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'll be a bouncer. So I had to like buy some pants, and then I went there because I needed some black pants because that was their thing.
Man did not own a pair of pants.
So, I'm returning the pants, the very pants I was wearing.
So we're hanging out in Newport, and all of a sudden, like, this little guy walks in as the Tin Man, and he's carrying an axe. And I'm like, oh no, I don't think you can bring that axe in. He's like, oh no, look, I painted this down. And like, or sanded it down or whatever, and it wasn't. You probably couldn't kill somebody with that. Maybe you could have if you had a lot of like. What a good really wanted to. But
are you bringing an axe in here?
But that's okay.
No, it's pretty dull. Oh, okay, go ahead.
So while the guy, I'm distracted with this guy, I'm not really paying attention to his buddy, and then I'm like, okay, go ahead, you're fine. And then I look next to him, and there's fucking Peter North, little Peter North. And I was like, oh my God. So he walks over, and they're just like chilling at the bar. And I'm like, don't be an asshole. Don't go up there. Don't go talk to him. Tell him, like, you shoot great ropes, sir. Don't say something like that. And so I'm just chilling. You know, I was still smoking then, or I was definitely smoking then. And I went out and smoked, and this guy came out and goes, dude, you know that's Peter North, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know it's fucking Peter North. And he's like, that's awesome. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. And so when he walked out, I was like, what's up? And then gave him the I don't know if we were fist bumping then or like doing like the weird hand, shake things. I don't know what we were doing. And that pointed in like the 2000s, but like we did something, and I was like, that was fucking awesome. So, and then he rolled out. So yeah, but that was my only like brush with greatness. I've met like some of the greatest people in the world, Tony Hawk, and fucking Gianna Michaels, and then
there it is,
Peter North.
I love it. All right, so
Dave Mustaine.
Next summer, you and I need to dump our list. So let's just go back.
Yeah, go for it.
So I'll go first. So the one that I was saying was underappreciated prior to the pandemic is toilet paper.
Oh,
And I think it's perfectly appreciated. You realize how important that is to your life.
Oh, there's no question.
So I think everyone now stocks appropriately for toilet paper.
Yep.
So I think that was mine.
Yep. Probably one of my top ones that I didn't pick because I was all food. Marshmallows. I don't think that like people like are really high or really low on them. They're like, yo, they make a good s'more. They're really good in my my fucking hot chocolate, that I have 3 times a year. So yeah,
I like
marshmallows are right there.
People have figured out the appropriate uses for them, and that's it. That's all it is.
Not trying to. No one's ever like that's the greatest marshmallow I've ever had, and no one's ever said that marshmallow suck balls. Like they all like generic, regular, whatever, jet puffed, not jet puffed, all the same.
This one I wasn't sure about, so I want your opinion on it. But Danny Trejo.
Oh man,
that's awesome.
Like he's not overrated, right? Like I feel like that's why I was worried. It was like, is Danny Trejo overrated? But he's not.
I don't think so. I think maybe you love him more than he's actually loved. So maybe you might overrate him a tiny bit, but like I think he's perfectly appreciated.
Okay, good.
Hell of a nice guy. Gas station workers, people that work in the gas station. I don't think people hate them or they love them, but they just unrealize that they're an essential person that you need, like when you need to get the key to use the bathroom or the pump doesn't work. Like they're there and they'll take care of you. Or if you need a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, I think anyone who travels long distances, especially, is like, I really appreciate that this motherfucker's working the midnight to 8 a.m. shift so that I could take a piss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they're not. What are they getting out of that? Like, but they're willing to do it, and you appreciate that. You also don't think that they're saving the world. They probably have a meth business going on out the back, right? Like, so I think we all are on the same page with the gas station workers of the late night, going like, you're probably up to something else, but I don't care because you're providing a great service to me.
Why would you want to risk your life for wayside road stranglers and travelers?
Right.
Exactly. Why would you want to do that?
Unless you got that side biz going. So I get it.
It sounds exciting, but I agree with you.
Yeah. I think it's you.
So the next one I had, this is a food item that I was like, I can't use a food item. You cornered the market, but toast. I think toast. Like, you know why I think of toast every once in a while? Because there's a tweet that I just love, and I pull it up every once in a while just to giggle at, where some dude was like, imagine the fucking genius that looked at bread and thought, let's cook this shit again.
That's good. And it really, that's true. I mean,
toast is great.
There's not a bread that I won't toast that is not delicious. Like it's always good. Like it's just varying degrees.
You always know whatever bread you're getting. If you toasted it, it's just that much better.
Yep. I picked elevator music. Like people are like,
"Oh, okay,
this isn't horrible. This isn't."
Yeah, you're just kind of like,
I'm glad something was there while I was sitting in this elevator.
Yeah, breaks up the silence. I'm feeling that one right there.
So I had pillows. I feel like in your life you will have a moment where you're sleeping somewhere else. You're at your buddy's house or something. You got to sleep without a pillow. And once you've slept a night without using a pillow, like you're pillowless for your sleep, for the rest of your life, you appreciate what a pillow does for you.
I'm going to disagree. I think pillows.
Are you a pillowless sleeper?
No. I'm going to say that pillows are 100% underappreciated. I don't think people understand that. Like you need to have a good pillow. I think people are like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the local Walmart. I'm gonna get 2 shitty pillows. Oh, that's fine. I'm just gonna throw those on a bed for this motherfucker. Like they don't understand that. Like no, you need to get a good one. Like maybe a Costco one. like a 2-for-1 at the Costco, like the good shit.
2-for-1.
And then like they have.
I forgot you invested all of your money into my pillow. I should have
did, actually. Not
it.
my pillow, but I did buy some pretty expensive pillows because they were like I needed to learn, and I have learned, and I've seen the light. I think they're underappreciated.
All right, I guess I was wrong. My suck summer. Tell me what your next one is, so I could shit on it.
It's another food item. Shocker.
You are so fat.
The whole menu.
I know. Starlight mints. Like they're never like like the jar that you go out of like a restaurant.
Yeah.
And you like maybe you've had a bunch of fish, and like they're like like I don't have a mint, and they're like, oh, here's a Starlight mint, and like you know what, it's gonna do the job. It might not do the best job, but it will do some part of the job. So it's not like something, oh, this is great. This is a good breath saver, an Altoid. No, it's Starlight Mint. So it's okay, but it's not great.
I'm with you. They're fine.
They're just
functional.
like exactly
functional,
right.
yeah.
Like I'm saying, they're right in the middle. That's a total
I'm
middle
like,
road.
Okay, I'll have one. I
wanted to hate whatever you're gonna say, but I think that one's pretty good.
Now, if I said green Starlight Mints, you could get on me. You got this red only in this situation. Green's probably a little too fancy. People probably like, oh, that green's good, but no one ever says about the red ones. Like when I would see them at Walgreens, I'm like, why the fuck would I ever buy this? Like they're free everywhere.
Welcome aboard.
Billy Wires has entered the chat.
Teresi, what you got next?
Power strips.
Oh,
I think power strips. Like no one comes back from Home Depot like I got the fucking power strip. Right? It's not like the power glove, but at the same time, it's so important. Like that one time you have 4 things to plug in around Christmas, and you're like, I need a fucking power strip, and then you go and you find your box that has 1 power strip left in it. It's an exciting moment. It's good. It's functional. It's just something you need, and like when you don't have it, it sucks.
That's true. When you find it, you hold that thing up like you just won the Heisman Trophy, man. That thing, you're like, yes, I got this.
You just worked hard to accomplish something. My suck summer. What do you got next?
Gene motherfucking Honda. I think people appreciate him at the right level. Like he's appreciated by the White Sox fans. He's appreciated by the Big Ten fans, but he's not like beloved. But he is definitely like everyone's like Gene Honda's got a really good voice. I like that guy.
All right, I like that one. I like Gene Honda, so I'm down with that.
Right, but do you love Gene Honda?
Not yet.
Not really.
Yeah, see.
I haven't met him. Maybe he has a very intoxicating gaze, and like I just would like I'd be like,
listen,
like it's like the mango. Like I would just like start following him around.
I don't want to say how awesome he is in person, especially when you're smoking daggers with him outside Sox Fest, because I don't want to ruin this pick. So he's just pretty much milquetoast.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right.
So I got escalators next.
Oh.
Because like especially down escalators, I think are maybe the more specific one. Like they're convenient, they're nice. You appreciate that I don't have to do this, but like I think was it Mitch Hedberg where he's like, escalators never break, they just become stairs. Like isn't there
that video where the escalator starts going real fucking fast and throwing people?
I would like that too.
That escalator is underappreciated. I really love that shit, but you're right. It's like a slow pace.
Yeah,
I could walk the stairs, or I could just stand on this for 12 seconds at less.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
My sucks. No, what do you got next?
Someone's at a little sketch here at the bottom. Yellow legal pads. Like no one's like, once again, it's right there. It's just a utility thing.
I had notepads.
Nice.
I agree. Yeah, notepads are good. I like them. I don't care. Like if I never had a notepad again, I'd figure it out.
I need notepads. I'm a big notepad guy.
Right, but like if you didn't have notepads, right? Like you'd grab some printer paper and it'd be all right.
Like, what would I do? Write on my arms or something like that?
No, printer paper. Dumb
just grab some printer paper or something.
Slate
Just
and
fuck
chalk,
that.
bitch.
Right
that
all
peanut
over your
butter.
wall. Right on glass, like it's a beautiful mind.
What do you got next?
I have origami. I think like if I saw some origami, I'd be like, that's fine. Like,
Oh, you just turned this dollar bill into a rabbit? Oh, great.
probably
Fabulous.
because here's the universal thought when you see origami. That looks nice. You probably spent way too much time doing that. Every person has that same thought. It's perfectly
Man.
appreciated.
All those anime people that used to hang out at Beta Brow fucking hate you now.
Yeah, they're the 10 people that are listening right now.
I have bag chairs. You know, like those, like the tailgate chair, like when you go to somebody's house and you have the bag chair.
Oh yeah.
Like, definitely like just appreciated for what they are, because they might fall apart or they might rip or they might support your fat ass. So like no one really loves them or hates them. They're just it's a bag chair. Let's go sit in one.
Yeah, I got one left. And that is bathroom sinks. I think bathroom sink, like if you went to a bathroom that didn't have one, it would be upsetting.
That's a disaster. Yeah.
You would
That is.
like if you walked into the bathroom and there was just no sink in there, you would not know what the fuck to do.
Would you think that would
you take off the top of the
would that maybe make it underappreciated then though?
Yeah,
No.
I'm almost feeling that way a little bit.
Yeah.
because I think like no one would like everyone just appreciates that they're there. Like
I think the bathroom sink also has like the coldest water coming out of it. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you got a little bit of dry throat and you go in the bathroom, so you just turn it on real quick and get it's so cold. Like that's yeah. I think it might be a little underappreciated. I mean, I'm not shitting on your
bathroom sink.
It's a pretty solid pick, but for me, I mean, I think I'm feeling a little underappreciated.
Underappreciated, I think too.
Yeah, I think so.
You had a bad. That was a bad one.
I don't care. I'm ending it.
I only got two more. Actually,
All right.
I got three more, but I think one's not good. The one I think is not good is texting. I think people I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe it is a mid one. I'm not really sure. I did.
Billy Myers is right. You wash your hands. Yeah, you upper decker. And then you wash your hands directly in the toilet. That's the way you do it if you have to.
No, you wash your hands first, then upper decker though. You don't want to put the poop in and then wash your hands. Like, get the poop ready to go in. I don't know.
On the top of the tank, so it doesn't matter. You're okay.
Moises Alou is the only person that really cares about this conversation.
All right. My last two, I had middle relief pitchers. I think they're probably appreciated just as much as anybody. Like they're just like, just get in there and get some fucking outs. You know, that's all you got to do. Like, don't worry about being flashy. I don't care if you can hit 90s. Like, just get the guy out. That's all I need. And then my last one was bonfires. Like, you know, because people are like, no one ever is really like hard up on it. And then also
bonfires are overappreciated.
You think they're overappreciated?
Yeah, people.
I don't know, man.
Bonfires.
Because every time I go
bonfire for like 6 years.
That's the thing.
I know what Treasy's saying, but I think they might be closer to perfectly appreciated because you go to it because it's kind of fun, but then you stink like smoke afterwards. So it's like, this is good, but it's not that good. It's just kind of all right. Well, we'll do it.
Yeah, it's like 50-50. You're like, because you're going to get it's like, it's going to be bad news after the fact. Yep.
Right.
Because you're going to have the lingering effects of the actual bonfire smoke.
If we were like, we're going to have a 108 bonfire on 31st Street Beach, people be like, oh, shit, yes, fucking bonfire. Hanging out at the Sox game or at Reggie's or something, 10 times better than that. And people will be 10 times more excited for the bonfire. It's overappreciated.
Man. What?
You sold me on that.
We can throw a bonfire into the fucking tent, the beer garden. So we'll have a bonfire and a beer garden.
It's on the top floor of Lot C. That's where the
gotta sign a waiver to go up there.
We're gonna turn Lot C into Burning Man. Is what we're gonna do.
It's gonna be a big sand dune, and at the top
we'll get to appreciate LSD and the bonfire both appropriately.
Yes.
Thanks for showing up, Billy.
that's enough, fellas. I've had enough of you guys. I'm calling it quits.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you all soon. We'll see you at the park. All right.
Go
Peace.
Sox!
Woo.